What? 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 Why can't you? Why can't you? Why can't you?
I literally have no idea what the hell he's talking about.
Why can't you? Why can't you? Why can't you? I did this.
Tide goes in, tide goes out. You?
I'm talking to you.
I immediately breathed spit before the music stopped. Hey, Dexter's with me. If you can see him up there, it's being a very internet-y cat up there. Hi, Chris C. Morning, afternoon over there, I should say. Diz, person impersonator, Adams. What's up, guys? I'm a little allergic, if you can see. Hey, there he is. There he is. Oh, Billy. Where's Billy's thing at?
Y'all just being numbnuts right now because you forget your own history.
That's not it.
Fettuccine, linguine, martini, bikini.
What's up? Yo, it's been since Thursday. Since everyone's seen me on the interrupt. Well, maybe Saturday. First things first, if you're a dad out there, tell me how. Hey, what up? If you are if you're a father, how was your Father's Day? How did it go? Yeah, we were laughing on so if you guys didn't know, on Saturdays, let me grab the link. On Saturdays, I do a little show with my big buddy, my big frozen buddy, Neil, the 604 atheist. And every Saturday we have deconversion stories where people have talked about either their mundane or traumatic departure from their religion or belief system. So if you guys are free on a Saturday night, it's a little late for you guys over there in the UK, but yeah, we're around. Sat and worked on a documentary for it. Nice. See, and my wife was like, "What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What do you want to do?" I was like, "You're looking at it. Nothing. I want to do nothing. I want everybody in the house to do nothing. I want us all to sit down with something that we enjoy and not move." We ended up going for some walks and doing little small stuff, but look what Dad got. Oh yeah, look what Dad got. It's got galaxies in it. Oh, this thing is so sick. It's like a little star field, and then it's kind of like got like a 3D thing to. I love it. And I got these new cans. Huh? I don't like to buy new things. If you guys haven't been able to tell, the drivers on my speakers still work, so I think they're still good. I was told that they're nasty and disgusting, and I need better ones. So, agree to disagree. You know what I mean? Like, I think these are perfectly good. I think they're fine. I mean, yes, the ear things are filling my ears with the material. I'll go in there with a Q-tip and it is black. I'm like, oh, what happened? It's all the inside of my headphones had come out and had painted the inside of my ear. I'm like, all right, yeah, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to get new ones. Maybe it's time. Or maybe not. Maybe I was just breaking them in like a good glove. Lost Missionary, what's up? Not moving by choice is underrated. I'm telling you, if you just decide I'm not doing shit for the rest of the afternoon, it is a power play. Okay? Inertial dampeners are a cheat code. Just a power play. So Yep, nobody fucking move. I love you all, but you're going. But if you're going to approach me, do it like you do the lion with PTSD. Cautious, quiet, limited. Yeah, just slide the food underneath the bars. You know what I'm saying? Just put it down here. Yeah, you guys are getting blasted over there in the UK. Blasted. UK thing. When and if Reagan shows his head, like pull my jacket or something, you know what I mean? Because I think I'm gonna. So I've been up really late. I was up till about 5:30, 6 o'clock last night because somebody didn't want to go to bed. So we were up super late. Saw mama off to work in the whole 9 yards. She's supposed to be asleep at like 9, 10 o'clock. She was up till fucking 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, wanting a sandwich, you know, of all things. So I made the sandwich. She took 2 bites and then didn't want it anymore. But anyway, I had to be up super late. And if I'm going to be up super late, I think I can still make it in time for PMQs. I think that's like 4 or 5 o'clock my time. And if that's the case, then I'll just do that instead of a food show. I'll do PMQs. 35C. What's 35C? Let me get my handy dandy temperature. Okay, here we go. 0, then 35. Oh, it's 95. Okay. 95. But see, this is the difference between Europe and North America. Our weather, I would argue, is more extreme. It gets colder and hotter. But we build our houses so much differently than y'all. And like central air is central air is not negotiable for us. Like that is the biggest difference between whether or not I will rent a place, is whether there is forced central heating and cooling, HVAC, or if it has like the window unit air conditioner. Like that's not acceptable to me. Like we're just not doing that. Look, Pimento Presto. I tried. It's called A Bedtime Story Book. She has so many books and she loves reading, and she loves reading with us. And even like if I'm not around, she'll grab a book off. We have a pretty funky looking bookshelf. So she'll go over there, grab a book, go sit down. She has a little couch. It's a little pink and purple couch with stars on it. And it's her couch. It's small, you know, like a smaller than an ottoman. And she'll plop down on there, get the flipping the pages. And she reads, you know, she reads. So that she's insane. You see, that's the issue here. She enjoys the chaos, or she's a closet MAGA supporter and she just wants me to miss my show every morning. She's just trying to ruin me. Man. AC is too. Oh man. But it's, I mean, if it's installed into, see, this is the difference. If you have a window unit, it doesn't have a way of placing the cold air in the spots where the cold air needs to be so you can efficiently cool off the house. Like for me, I could open on a 100-degree day. I could open all the windows, all the doors, let the house get completely saturated with that air. I could close everything up, turn on my AC, and probably within 20 minutes, it's going to be 70 degrees. You know what I mean? Like our houses are like airtight and they have specific vents. And if I like, you know, crack the windows on the top floor to let the heat out and then push all the cold air from the bottom, I'm going to have a cool house very quickly. It's just a different way of doing things. And I get like your guys' houses. Well, you guys don't even have tornadoes. So why don't y'all have central air? Or maybe it's because you guys don't have tornadoes. You don't build things the same way. Maybe. U.S. Brits are not designed to handle the extreme air. Our houses are designed to keep the heat in, not out. Plus, we don't have AC as standard. That's just, it's so late in the game to just not be giving motherfuckers AC. Wee Shazadi. Hey, girl. I tried that. She doesn't care. If I go too slow, she rips the book out of my hand and then she starts looking for my wife like, clearly you can't read. Clearly you don't know how to do this. Where's mama? Wow, so you guys are out of ACs. Here, let me see if I can find the thing. 5-gallon bucket, ice, water, jug. So I saw this a while ago and I almost made one. Here, this might be it actually. Okay, here, let's check this out. Like I shit you not, I think this might work. I gotta fix my camera. Man, this sucks only having one screen. I miss my 2 screens so bad. Okay, I can see a little bit. All right. There's some weird music going, but see, here's what you do. So you got to get one of these desk fans, which I'm sure all of you have. You're going to go to the hardware store, get yourself a 5-gallon bucket. You're going to have to drill a couple of holes in the side, which will become important later. This lady, hey, hold on. This lady is rocking a fat ass diamond while she's doing this tutorial. She is balling out of control. She got a 2.5 carat diamond ring over here making a fake air conditioning, but this should work. Ugh, fake whistling. So 5-gallon bucket, a couple of pieces of PVC, a little bit smaller than oh, so she's got a styrofoam joint in there. Okay, that's a good one. So she's gonna take that off of the thing and go the outlet pipes. Right? Fan goes in that hole that you cut in the lid. So here's the best part. You're going to freeze a gallon of water. I recommend freezing at least 2, maybe 3 gallons of water. It will become evident in a moment. So that goes in there. You're going to put, well, if she was smart, you add a little bit of water to that, right? To encourage the cooling off of the water jug. And that cooling off of the water jug, you're going to take that and blast it at your little face. And I've seen people make these. Let me see if I can get the conversion up here quickly. Fahrenheit. So they were saying, the guy that I saw the other video, he made one of these. He had like the Home Depot orange bucket. He had, oh shit, I just lost it. He had 4 to 6 degree Celsius air coming out of his little cooler thing that he made. And all you got to do is freeze some water, make the little bucket contraption, and then sacrifice a fan. Well worth it. Or are you just happy to see me? Viper Scott, what up? Oh, Gina's here. Hi, Gina. Hey, girl. Extremely is liable to collapse the Atlantic. Oh, my God. And that's the Atlantic conveyor. That's a current. Isn't that effectively a swamp cooler? Yeah. Or if you guys have dehumidifiers, because I used to have one of those. I think it broke. But dehumidifiers are great to just take that moisture out of the air, dry it out a little bit. It won't feel as hot. You guys probably already know, but you should cook outdoors. That's what y'all Americans always want to do this and that. No, Americans do things for very specific reasons. Doesn't it make sense now why we barbecue all summer long? Because motherfucker, it's hot in the house, and I don't want to have people over to my house with their hot ass bodies making my house even hotter. And then you want me to cook, which is my oven and my stove, which is more heat. No, everybody get the fuck out. Everybody out in the yard. I'm going to cook everything out in the yard. And if you come in his house, it's going to be a problem. Stay your ass outside. Nowhere outside to cook. Oh. It's whether else we'd be having the same as mid-Canadian team. Yeah. Oh, that's the current that protects you guys. I got it. Well, I mean, oh I gotta pull it up. I don't have Tim. Oh, and also let's really quickly say happy birthday, Tim. My buddy, my partner, my friend of mine. Let's do some congratulations. We got some congratulations. Let's see here.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Penny Robinson, welcome to the Binsiders.
I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Mint SV.
Broke my ass.
Hell's Bells. Wait, I need a good one. Where is it? Landon. Hi, Landon. Landon, I need to talk to you. Landon. I need to talk to you because I just watched a really great interview from PVS Nova, and it was, I forget the guy's name. It's he's younger than Neil deGrasse Tyson, but older than me, a black guy, and he's a astrophysicist as well. And he had a guy on talking about how they were trying to there's a couple of papers going around that dark matter is primordial black holes and how they could be roughly the size of an atom and have like the mass of like an asteroid smaller than the moon, smaller than the earth, but like bigger than a car, like city size. So like a city worth of mass in something the size of an atom. And I thought that was pretty cool. So I want to pick your brain about that, Landon, when we have time, because I think I have cracked the universe once again, but maybe I'm just stupido. Whatever.
Democrats are revved up.
Stathelson, Dark 440.
Without the bull.
Oh boy. Voluble varmint.
Fuck your face.
Just kidding. Here.
I doubt it.
Mark, be nice. Astrolingus.
Because you are making the president look bad.
Little Miss J.
I'm an idiot.
Bruno.
We do not have unlimited money in the United States.
And those are all the winners. Thank you, Alistair, for your lovely contributions as always. We appreciate you so much over here. I have and also we have a new member, Viper Scott. Thank you, member for 13 months. You're the best. Damn it. Yeah, that was a quick year. It's been a wild ride, y'all. Like I moved, my kids gotten older. Everything's all fucked up. Oh, where's my flabber so gasted? There it is.
I've never had my flabbers so gasted.
I am constantly in a flabbergasted state thanks to Viper Scott. Thank you, Viper Scott. You are very loved around here, and we talk about you when you're not around. we say glowing things about you when you're not here. Speaking of glowing things about people who aren't here, Tim is celebrating his birthday. So if anybody has anything nice to say about Tim, save that shit for later. We are here to bash Tim. If you have any shit you want to talk about Tim while he's not here, I will allow it. Say whatever you want about him. I would like to say that despite any situation or any difference of scenario, Tim runs in full speed. And that's why I love Tim. Tim said Tim is the Leroy Jenkins of this network, and god damn it if we didn't have him. Tim's going in, baby. Make a hole coming through. But yeah, so happy birthday to Tim, our important other headliner, and he's taking some much needed time to not think about politics, because I can tell you right now, it is exhausting having to do this every day. I mean, not like like lifting boxes and shit like that. Like that's physically exhausting, but it takes a mental toll on you after a while, because you're just like, how can people still be getting the same fucking, like, how are you guys still getting the same things wrong? Like, we already talked about this. We already solved it. How are we revisiting something that we already fixed? All right, I threw some stuff in the playlist for today. We're gonna get into that now. Oh yes, we're gonna start with a little history. Here you go, a little history lesson for y'alls. We're gonna talk to go up. All right, share screen. There we go. All right, we got some vocabulary. Belated Juneteenth and all that stuff.
Auntie Bev here with a Juneteenth vocabulary word and a little history lesson on the side.
Hey, white people from the UK, what do you call your and because this is a type thing, phonetically put out, what do you call your mom or dad's sister? Right? I don't want to say what I say, because then I will, influence your result. But what do you call the sister of one of your parents? Either way. And the cute name is fine too. Or if, like, I know, like for example, like my friend's like super fucking Italian, like they're Sicilian as shit. So grandma comes over, and no one says grandma, and no one has ever said grandma in that house. It's Nona, like Nona is Nona. And so what do you call your mom's sister? See, he got it. This is I understand, but I need to know if it's like this way or like this way. Like, do you say, oh, and then also I forgot, you guys got accents. So is this auntie or auntie? Auntie or auntie? What? Who booted Viper? What? Who? Oh, don't trick me like that. See, McKinnon just trying to get me to say stuff that's probably a slur in other language. Oh, hita. Oh, hita. Oh, hita. It is pronounced auntie. Look at this. Auntie. No one booted Viper. Don't trick me like that. Viper Scott. Oh, boy. Flip. Mikey, could you co-host a show with Zhao about EU things? Just an idea on idea education on EU things. Yes. Is Zhao around? So people send word. Send a raven. Send a raven. I would love to. And I need more friends from other countries. Like, you guys are mostly from like the same country. I need more. I want friends from Madagascar and Latvia.
The word is manumit. It's a verb. Manumit describes the release of someone from slavery, servitude, or bondage. Using it in a sentence, I would say, slave owners reluctantly decided to manumit enslaved people even after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed.
So things, yeah, Portugal point of view, like, ooh, I like Portugal. And Miss LB Gina says, now it's Tante, but she put in there in parentheses German, so I know that is Tante. Tanta? Please let that be right.
Now, here's the history lesson. Because those slave owners were so reluctant to manumit enslaved people, the government decided to offer them reparations, up to $300 per enslaved person that they...
Hold on, let me just see something real quick. Where the little thing at where you can look? How much was $300 in 1865? $6,129.20 per slave. Wow. That's crazy. So they got $6 grand per slave. Crazy.
Released. So some slave owners became quite wealthy because they had a number of enslaved people on their...
Yeah, they might have just got $600,000 from the government. Like, what are we talking about? That's a lot of money back then.
Their plantations. And those reparations are monies they passed down through the generations, creating generational wealth off of the backs of enslaved people. Manumit. Add that word to your vocabulary bank and make it your time, your shine. Auntie Bev speaks.
Thank you, Auntie Bev. I'm going to have to check in with her more often. Did I like the video? Here. So you guys can follow Auntie Bev. And my answer to the to the mother's sister question is I say TT, because when I was a little kid, I couldn't say auntie. It was too difficult. So I just called everybody TT. Any woman that was tall was TT. I don't know what you are, but you're a TT because you're bigger than me. What's this? Oh, so we're going to do a funny one first, and then we'll go into the real stuff.
Hello, and welcome to This is the Stupidest Thing I've Ever Seen.
Hear me out, though. This video is worth your time. Hear me out, though.
Yes, that's quite a competition. But I think I found a winner. The guys.
You guys will not guess. So, all right, little background. So what this lady does on her channel is she finds very expensive, ugly, stupid fashion things and clothing and generally just general rich people shit that makes no sense whatsoever. So can you guess what idiotic item we will be looking at today? I legit need an auntie like that one. I'm telling you, man, TTs are the best. Is this the Band-Aid thing? Oh, it's worse than that. McKinnon, this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I just want you guys to know I have never seen laziness to this level from rich people in my entire life. This has broken barriers and walls that I didn't even know I had. Yeah, more money than sense is 1000% correct. Let's just go ahead and play it.
I'm excited about how stupid this is. From who else but Balenciaga?
I'm going to leave it right here. You know what? Let's do this. Full screen. On screen, Commander. Y'all tell me when you see it. Y'all tell me when you see it. Let me know when you see it. Hey, Kira, cool out. I mean, this is some of the most disrespectful shit I've ever seen in my entire existence.
These are a denim pants top. Original retail
$2,516 of American real money.
$16. And if you're thinking it would look less stupid on a person, I bet you feel pretty foolish right now, don't you?
Look at her. Look at this. You cannot wear this in public. Like, what are we doing?
Fuck the hell off. Fuck the hell off.
Like, this is insanity. No one should be paying for this. $879 on sale.
And if you're thinking, okay, so the front just looks like a pair of folded over jeans, but you know what? I bet the back has some interesting detailing to it. Oh, hold your horses. Because no.
What the ever-loving shit fuck? Come on, people. We can't be doing this. We can't be doing this. Children will see us and mock us. Gen Alpha is looking at this and like, look at the old people. They're so stupid. What the heck is this? Hold on, that's actually a really good laugh. Let's see if we can get her for the board.
Hold your horses. Because no. It is literally a pair of jeans. Sewn shut.
Why? Why did somebody okay that? What? And then they keep telling me that this fucking place is a meritocracy. They're taking jeans that no one could fit and sewing the freaking leg to the pocket and then saying slide it over your head like a vest. This is stupid. This is stupid.
That's it. That's it. That's it. The genius of this product is in getting an idiot to pay for it.
Like, have I been doing life all wrong and I should just be finding like this plate that I ate the sandwich I talked about earlier on. I ate the sandwich last night off of this. Should I just sell this as a hat for $500? Like, is that what I was supposed to be doing with life? $500. Like, what are we doing here? Is this what we do now? Look at me. I have a fucking plate on my head. What are we doing? What is wrong with people? Stop buying shit like this. She also had an episode where they had like a $400 pencil. Lead pencil.
That is the genius of modern Balenciaga.
I can't get into it. I don't understand. Okay. I've flabbered your gastids now. Has anyone heard from Tulsi Gabbard?
There is a new explosive.
So, because I told you guys earlier, me and Neil do a show where we talk to people about their deconversions. I actually had not heard of this guru guy before, but I've heard of similar ones. Oh my God. Adjust yourself for 2000. Like it's just what does it say? It's got to be some kind of money laundering scheme. There's no chance you'd ever see. Yeah, but then look, Moses. And then as soon as we say that, fucking Paris Hilton or somebody's gonna be wearing a fucking pair of pants on our fucking shoulders, and we're gonna be like, God damn it, they are wearing this. Yeah, from Rambo Uno. No, it's not a sandwich holder. Oh, my hat. Yes. Sell me this pen ideology. I don't know, man. Like, it was literally just a pen and then or like a pencil, or like a mechanical pencil. And then it like would have like some metal around the edges. And then they were like, and now it's $300 and now it's $1,000. And here is our $3,000 model. Oh, yes. Tulsi Gabbard is very alive, but her husband's health might have been, how do you say, a cover story.
report investigating now former Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard's ties to a religious sect called Science of Foundation, raising questions about whether a spiritual guru had extraordinary influence over her policymaking, her politics, and virtually every move she made on camera for years. Washington Post investigative reporter John Swain obtained hundreds of confidential memos detailing guidance allegedly sent to Gabbard from 2011 to 2017, including when she was in Congress.
So, you know, like when and you guys can go back and check out the Unboxed and the Headliners episodes. Everyone knows that she's compromised. But everybody thought she was compromised for Russia, right? Like everyone's like, dude, she's a Russian spy, brother. Like even during the debate, she was like, well, I don't know if sanctioning Russia is a good idea when she was a Democrat. She showed a lot of sympathies for Russia and I think for the Assad regime up in Syria. She even got to go to Syria to meet with Assad when Assad was literally gutting people in the street, foreigners especially. So here's this freaking here's this Hawaii, wrong native word. Here's this Hawaii House member that's just allowed to just go there and do whatever she wants. She didn't have any problems getting in. You know, like this is a fucking, like the Assad regime was brutal. She was going over there every other weekend and wasn't having no problems at all. So it's like, you know, like it's a little worrying when people are able to move through spaces without any problems whatsoever. It's like, damn, you just didn't have no issues getting into like the roughest, like if motherfuckers could just walk in and out of North Korea and didn't nobody say nothing to them, motherfuckers would be like, damn, how are you that connected?
Evidence, Swain says, points to the memos coming from a man named Chris Butler, head of a breakaway sect of the Hare Krishna group, someone Gabbard has called her guru. The Washington Post compared Gabbard's remarks in 32 TV interviews between 2014 and 2016 with talking points allegedly sent to her and found that on 24 occasions, Gabbard used language sent to her in those memos almost verbatim.
Now, there was a few people that came in here and was talking shit during the election that Gabbard had it where it counted. And y'all don't understand, and she's for peace, and da 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 da. You guys are just warmongers, yada da da. Well, it turns out not only is your candidate or your former candidate, not only was she not all about peace, she was about following orders.
Other times, Gabbard used different words, but promoted basically the exact same ideas. A chief of staff for Gabbard told the Post in part, quote, the attacks on Director Gabbard's faith and loyalty are not only false, they are a blatant example of anti-Hindu
And see,
bigotry.
that's the other thing. And this is why it's important that me and Neil have our show on Saturdays, and it's important that we push back on the headliners and at every opportunity that we can, where the First Amendment says that there will be no establishment of a religion from the state, which means that I want completely atheistic, agnostic, non-religious decisions made at my nation's capital. I don't want anybody's fucking holy book coloring the decisions made by the officials. I don't give a fuck what your book says, dude. I don't give a fuck what your mentor says. Your guru. I don't care if he tells you to give him all the money in Fort Knox. You better tell him to go fuck himself. He's like, oh, go fuck yourself. And I have to tell you that because Mikey's on his way to put his boot in both of our asses if I don't tell you that. Like, it is not your job to do what your fucking religious leader says. If you want to do what your religious leader says, then fucking join the structure of your religion and move up the ranks and do it that way. Do not join the American fucking government and think that you're just going to dictate what your holy book says. Because the rest of us don't give a shit. Just do the regular basic shit. Please and thank you. Ali, what up?
And a PR firm connected to the religious sect also told the Post, quote, Hindu phobia, anti-Hindu religious bigotry. That's all this is.
Oh, they forgot to hit spacebar right there between the that's and all. Yep, it's supposed to be a space. MS Now really letting their production things go.
When a Hindu public figure has a spiritual teacher or shares views with a Hindu religious figure, that alone is somehow evidence of sinister control. Let's bring in...
Bro, they just said, what was it? 3, 4, 5, 6. On 24 occasions, Gabbard used language in the memos almost verbatim. Like, stop trying to act like people are picking on you. Bitch, you said exactly what the fucking paper said. You know what I mean? Like, you're doing exactly what he told you to do. Stop trying to turn around like, oh, you just hate Hindus. Don't nobody hate Hindus except for Republicans.
Washington Post investigative reporter John Swain. It's good to see you. What an incredible piece here. But I want to back up for a moment. How did you get a hold of that trove of confidential memos and end up tracking down this story?
I followed Tulsi Gabbard into a dark hallway and I stole her cell phone and switched it with a fake.
Back when Tulsi Gabbard was nominated by President Trump to be Director of National Intelligence in November 2024, I was looking into Tulsi Gabbard and her...
Oh, yeah, Case got it right there. Gabbard was a huge war hawk in general, too. Even the exceptions she had, Russia, Syria, were at best just isolationists, but they tried to sell her as anti-war. Yeah, she had merch saying no war with Iran or something like that. As anti-war, running the same con Plattner's running now. Exactly.
Relationship with her guru, trying to find out this question, this issue of how much influence did he have on her. And at the time, I kind of struck out. I didn't get anywhere. And someone I spoke with at the time, who's in the same religious group, the Science of Identity Foundation, reached back out months later. And throughout...
And see, like, I could do the whole thing like I normally do, where I go on the Wikipedia and I go to their website and I go through and I find the members and the leaders and I find their social media and I do the whole thing. That's not necessary, guys. It's a cult. It's just a cult. Like, I've done some research on it and I didn't have to look very far before it was just like, oh, this is just a cult of personality and they just do what this guy says because they think he's divine. Not a lot there.
Conversations, it led to...
Diz says, what scam is Plattner running? He's running the scam like he's just an oyster guy. You know, he's just an oyster guy, and he was just so sick of DC that he had to do. No, his history is way more complicated, and he knows a lot more, and he's a lot more. I don't want to say invested. He's a lot more involved than he would let on, because he didn't just enlist into the military as a teenager and then got out and and now he's an oyster guy. No, he jumped back in there. He was part of Blackwater, like he was part of the mercenary forces that America hires. So he's more than he lets on, and that's kind of why people are getting a little stink off of him.
Her checking an old email inbox, and in that inbox, remarkably, were hundreds of memos that she and others around the guru had received during Tulsi Gabbard's time in Congress, and they contained what appeared to be firm directives, guidance, advice, sometimes verging on orders.
And the thing is, like, how does she even come back from this? She can't, right? Like, you can't just be like, oh, well, it just happened to be that I did exactly what he said.
For things that Tulsi Gabbard should do or say.
John, a lot of members of Congress, they have ties to influential pastors around the United States, some of whom are very controversial themselves.
And straight up, like, I know some of our religious people get mad at it. This is 100% another reason why you need to tax the church. There should be no tax exemption for religious organizations unless they want to do community work, and then they can itemize on their W2 or not the W2 on their what is that form? Where's Tim? God damn, I got a tax question. But whenever they file their taxes as a business, as a corporation, that's when they can get their tax write-off. They can write off the good deeds that they do. They should not just get a blanket tax exemption, and then we're supposed to just trust that they're doing the right thing. No, you're paying taxes on everything unless you prove that it's for fucking charity. Okay, we got to start going about this the other way, because there's no reason for these fucking churches to be building, pop-up churches every 16 meters. You got a brand new church, and then these motherfuckers act like they ain't got no money to fucking pay taxes. You keep breaking ground on new buildings, but you ain't got no money. All right, bet. We're gonna
What
find
did
out.
you find in this reporting that struck you as different or wholly unusual when you think about the relationships that a lot of politicians have with religious figures around the United States?
Christy says I was looking into the Science of Identity Foundation. It is revealed. Yeah, like it's like as far as like divinity and stuff like that, there's not a lot to it. Like I'm kind of like I have a it's all packed up still. I was about to run to the bookshelf and show you guys a book that I don't have on my bookshelf yet. Everything's still in boxes. But I people's origin stories and mythos and tales, just so stories and just because stories, like I love that kind of stuff. Like I'm a collector of those stories. So it's not even in like a in like a cynical kind of fuck them, they don't know what they're talking about, this is the real divinity. It's just like, no, I just study a lot of different religions and their stories. That one, the what is it, HIF, or what is it called? Oh, SIF. The SIF people, you know what I mean? Like there's nothing extraordinary or like cool, or like they don't even have like a particularly interesting twist on what they do.
Sure. And of course, you know, members of Congress have rabbis and priests and imams.
Blessman just says native wave. Yeah, dude, man, like I wish history wasn't what history was, because I find like all of the different Native American cultures like so fucking dope and interesting and cool. And it just pisses me out because I have like a weird brain thing where I need to know everything about a topic. Once I find out that topic exists, I want to know everything. And the bad thing about trying to learn about Native American stories is, number one, it's not their business to tell me, right? So there's certain shit that I just won't know because it's none of my, like, that's their shit. And maybe I shouldn't know that. Like some people are even like, some cultures are very protective of even their language. Like they don't let foreigners speak their language. They don't teach it to them. So overlooking that hurdle where some people don't want us to know, a lot of history was lost and a lot of entire peoples were lost. And like, oh, that's me doing that. I was like, what is the dog growling at? A buddy of mine is Lakota Sioux, and like I had no idea about like Standing Bull, like dropping off elderly and sick people and children, all those people. And that's where there's 3 different tribes. Like the story, like the individual stories of the tribes, I feel like not only should it be like the single greatest movie, Ken Burns documentary series that there ever was, but I think there's so much like, there's so much culture and lessons to be learned and stories to be shared from there, but only if they're willing to share them. So if you're a movie director, or maybe you make documentaries, maybe bringing some of those stories to the Western world that are acceptable would be a good thing for people to watch. Just saying. Ting gets kicked. Oh man, hold on, let me see. I missed some chats. I was on a rant. Sorry. Oh, for Plattner, acting like he's some anti-war, anti-imperialist, leftist reform veteran when he's really just a quasi-isolationist who wants to make the USA military more efficient. Yeah. Hey, native atheist. Speaking of, I think the Church of England is still the biggest landowner over here. Wow, real at this point? My guys, if they tried to defeat the Tingit, whatever, eventually the Ming Dynasty. See? Uh-oh, Chris is going in. Chris is going in. It was founded by Chris Butler in the 1970s after he broke away from the International Society of Krishna Consciousness. Butler's teachings include condemnation of homosexuality, skepticism of science, and Islamophobia. It's funny. And that's the thing. And so she's deep. Like her family is deep in this religious cult, right? And she's just allowed to go to Assad. You know what I mean? She can just float in and out of Syria. Like Syria can't just Google her and be like, yo, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, how did she keep going in and out of there when she hates Muslims.
And Tulsi Gabbard herself had said that her relationship with her guru was just like that. It was a spiritual relationship. He was her spiritual teacher. She was asked back in 2019 directly, did he ever politically mentor her? And she was emphatic. She said, no, no. What we found in these documents, however, is that
yes is what we found in the documents.
In addition to spiritual advice and advice about her faith, Gabbard was receiving extensive, detailed directives for what legislation to propose, what to say in press releases, what to say in TV interviews, as you highlighted. And I think it's pretty clear that that kind of relationship, that kind of advice and directives and guidance far exceeds the regular relationship that a member of Congress would have with a religious leader, where we're not going anywhere near
get some more light
the
on me.
details of Director Gabbard's Hindu faith. We're not talking about the theology involved here. The claims of Hindu phobia sort of miss the point, I think, which is that this is about political guidance and directives for a public official on what she should propose.
Yeah, so so all the stupid shit she was saying was not her idea, it was somebody else. That makes her a puppet, not a muppet. Well said. Is this second with the jeez.
Pose in the House, what she should say in public statements. And she, members of Congress are on committees that deal with very important things. And this level of advice and guidance is pretty extraordinary.
For anyone who hasn't had the chance to read the piece, I want to read an example that you cite from 2014. A memo says, important to do, must tweet around 9 a.m. It contained a pre-written tweet with a link to a video on the plight of Kurdish fighters in a Syrian city, which was under siege by the Islamic State extremist group. Then came this tweet from Gabbard carrying out a wish list. In another 2014 example.
Oh, Barack Obama. You can tell she copied and pasted it. Please show aloha to Kobani Kurds. Need airstrikes, heavy weapons. Mahala. Must see video. And then there's a bit.ly link.
A memo contains policy instructions that warn to avoid delays in medical treatment. Veterans should be able to get care at any hospital and be reimbursed by Veterans Affairs, and they should be able to do so without first obtaining government approval. Actually put forward legislation, get it done, the speaker said. It is highly, highly unusual. I mean, you have other instances too, where there's advice about things to say and television hits, and then you're able to find the exact moments where she's gone on a network, like on with Wolf Blitzer at CNN, and says almost exactly what she has been told to.
And Wolf Blitzer, because he's an astute observation of the human condition, caught it right away and didn't fall for it.
To say, when you've spoken to experts, and as you did all this work for the story, what kind of questions does this raise for you? A lot of this material comes from when she was serving in Congress, but of course, she was just the nation's top spy chief. What are the implications of that?
Yeah, so the person who's in charge of all of our spies was knee deep in a thought cult.
She was, and I should say, as you point out, these memos with guidance and directives stopped before she left Congress. In terms of the ones that I have access to, we don't know if they continued in those years afterward. But there was a second half to this story, which was that followers, devotees of her guru for years ran an initiative to boost Tulsi Gabbard online. They posted comments on social media. They replied to newspaper articles on newspaper websites. And what I was able to find was that that side of things, at least, did continue right up to her nomination as DNI through her presidential campaign in 2020. And I found that accounts that were operated by her faith group in the years sort of a decade ago were continuing to tweet in her favor in support of her when she stepped down as DNI just in these recent weeks. So it really indicates that there is this ongoing relationship to some extent between Tulsi Gabbard and the faith group. The question of whether the guru was giving advice in more recent years remains open, and I'd love to be able to look into that. I don't have access to documents that show that, but we continue to report.
Well, if you do, I would love to have you back on to hear all about it. Incredible work, extraordinary stuff.
Yeah, great job, MS Now. This is bad. And the reason why Trump is cutting her loose and they're doing the whole thing is because I think without evidence, I put forward I would say that the elements that are trying to influence American Frozen. See if I can close one of these to get unfroze. Hello. There we go. Unfroze. Whew. That was a big freeze. Oh, no. Oh, no. This is why I was starting to lag out. Tim, how did you get in here? How did he get in here? Mods, you know what to do. Just fucking banned him off rip. As soon as like, hi, got boom. Smack him down. No one gets to say hello. No one. All right, let me see if I can get back to my list here. After I frickin' pooped all over the place with my big laggy internet. So should we talk about the pool? Let's talk about the pool. So the reflecting pond, let's see let's see if there's any good new memes out there. Reflecting pool memes. Oh no. Let's share screen. Oh no. Go down. Not the Spirit Halloween costume already. I can't zoom out. What did I do? Okay, there we go. Oh boy. Not the oh no. Oh no. Share this instead. Tim, stop cutting up the pool. Yeah, Tim. Straight up cold news. Thank you, Dark Lord Greg. Do. Why the swamp thing turned out to be Trump after all? You know, RFK was about to be in there. I mean, we've done this a few times, but me and Tim are kind of like nature nerds and like weather nerds, especially. Anybody could have told you that in the middle of fucking June, you don't brighten the floor of a pool of sitting water. You're going to encourage an algae bloom. Has RFK made a testosterone bottle drink brand from the reflecting pool yet? Yes, he has made it. Oh, here we go. Oh, Mountain Dew, American flag blue. Oh, sweet. I need to get some of that. Has anyone tried ivermectin for this shit? They sure did like shoving. Stop. Do not get in that water with him. Outwitted by a single-celled organism. Oh, not the Emerald City. Damn. No! Not funny. Not funny. Not funny. Our tax jokes are never funny. I don't care who you are. I've seen people run around at cons with a horse head with the reins on it, and they put it on the floor, and then they start dragging it up as if the horse is being... Stop it. Okay? That was a traumatic... Thank you. We Shazadi, you love me. no one should be doing this to Artax. Okay. Artax was a beautiful, perfect creature, and we let it die. What the yelling at the kid that got the grass. I didn't get this one because I didn't watch the National Lampoons, but I guess that's funny. Not the Brat Summer for the yeah, dude, this is totally gonna our pool is greener than sodas. That's funny. There you go. So, by the way, y'all, this isn't the only thing. Let me see if I can find some pictures of it. Washington, D.C. ellipse. Okay. Share this tab instead. Okay, here's the ellipse. We all know what the ellipse looks like, right? This is the ellipse. Share this instead. This is the ellipse. It's the big green spot, and then the White House is behind it, right? This is where they did their Daily Blase, what's up? This is where they did their oh, there's the Easter egg roll. But yeah, there's this little circle of grass right here. That's where they do that's where they did the cage fight. Would you guys like to see what it looks like now? You want to see what the yard looks like now? Look at it, dude. They fucking killed everything. They killed everything. All the grass is dead. All of it's dead. Good fucking, like, they have, like, this dude has fucking, like, DC was already kind of like okay as a city, as you know what I mean? Like, it's an okay capital. But brother, look at what he has done. You can see, look at the fucking torn up east on the right here. This torn up wing of the White House. He's got that fucking claw machine. And look at the grass underneath that. And then look at the ellipse from all of their prepping and staging. All that. Like, he just ruins everything he gets nearby. It's like pouring salt on the ground. All the ads they ran the cage fight, they were like something straight out of Starship Trooper. Like, it's stupid. Yeah, it's been decimated. Yeah. Reagan Elite. I'm tired of this Michael Scott president. Every day feels like Scott's level. Like, it's like, and then the thing is, so remember the reflecting pool? That was supposed to be what, $3-4 million, and it's going to turn into like 140 or something like that. Imagine what the groundskeeping is going to be on this shit. You know what I mean? Like, not only is he just, oh, I'm going to find this and beautify it. I'm going to find that and beautify it. He's so bad at basic fucking regular people shit. Like, if anybody who was normal wanted to solve this, they would just get it, like, open up the fucking phone book or use their phone, search landscaper near me, and then get some quotes and then go about their day. This motherfucker literally goes out and finds, who doesn't know anything about grass? Who doesn't understand basic science? Let me find those people and I'll have them advise me on this. Because it's one thing, like, I could just be like a hater or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it's one thing if I was just like hating on everything he fucking did for no fucking reason whatsoever. But I need somebody out there, please tell me that this motherfucker understands anything at all. Like, he doesn't understand anything. Everything he does is fucked up and stupid. And then they're like, oh, you're just hating on him because he's just winning so hard. You're just jealous. Brother, he arguably can't fucking tie his shoes. I've never fucking seen it. And until I see it, I don't believe he can. That's the level of disbelief I'm at. Because this is just getting fucking bonkers. Like, for someone who claims to be this real estate guy and he takes care of this and he can take care of the, he doesn't know how to do anything. He needs help with literally everything, and then he still fucks it up. Like, bro, you're supposed to be making DC more beautiful. Look at the fucking area around you. Everything around your house is dead and dying or filling with algae. He is fucked up and stupid. I think he deserves a stupido.
Stupid, stupid, stupido.
Reagan Elite, I meant to ask you this. PMQs. Are you doing PMQs tonight? Because if you're doing PMQs, I want to be down. Because I'm going to be up anyway. Oh no, it says 22 tax on cash interest held in stocks and less. Okay. It's a little bit. I think ours is at 15%. Fucking bunch of sad B movie Bond villains. Like, this is like, brother, how can you just, I do a lot of stuff. I do real estate. Brother, all the grass around everywhere you go is dead. All the waters around you are cloudy and filled with life. Like, you're not good at this. And I think it was very sobering for him to go to China. And then China was just like, I got a couple of things going on. Do you want to come back to my residence? And then we'll have lunch and do all that. And then he's walking through this deliciously beautiful, like, pretty much a man-made city just for the leader of China or whatever. So it's like he sees that and he's like, oh, this is so great. And then look at what you're fucking doing to DC, brother. Like, this is like, dude, it's just grass, brother. How do you not even, like, you can't even keep up grass? How do you not? Anyway. Also, a couple of people have been arrested. Let me see if I can find that. Arrested reflecting pool. Because, of course, it's hilarious that this shit is falling apart. Let's see. Who's got it? Oh, here we go.
And peeling paint are leading to vandalism claims from the president and criticism from Democrats. Trump is now threatening vandals with a 10-year prison sentence for defacing the newly renovated landmark. Democratic Senator Jeff Merkley took his critique.
Brother. So he said vandals did that. Oh, real quick. Actually, somebody put in a marker. Tim, how do I do what's the hotkey for the marker for a short? Because I think this is going to be a short. All right, let me get ready. Well, I heard on the internet that bamboo, the plant, grows very, very fast. And I heard that some people on the internet were threatening to plant bamboo near data centers because you can never get rid of it. And it grows so fast that the root systems would quickly fuck up the infrastructure inside the data center. So I just want everybody to know you should definitely 100% not plant bamboo around a data center because it would fuck up, the land. Don't do that. Okay. I saw it on the internet and I just wanted to warn you guys, don't do anything like that. Back to the pool.
To social media saying, quote, after railing about waste, fraud, and abuse, the Trump administration spent $14 million on a reflecting pool reno that's now peeling and chock full of algae. I'm pressing to get answers for this embarrassing waste of resources.
President Trump says the reflecting pool will probably need to be drained again and work will begin immediately.
Drained again? For what?
This to fix what some consider just to be a really bad repair job. He says it is vandalism.
See, notice how Tim's not here? Coincidence? We don't believe in coincidences around here.
Baby.
Tim did that shit. It was Tim. Obviously, it was Tim.
People were arrested over the weekend for allegedly vandalizing the pool, including a 3-time U.S. Olympian. The president claimed that some of them were pouring toxic chemicals into the water. They say they were just touching the paint at the bottom.
No, you're not allowed to touch the paint, because when you touch the paint, you adding in the chemicals that you dipped your whole ass arm into, which is just gonna make the algae grow faster. You got your whole arm covered in fertilizer, touching the paint that's falling off. You're full of shit. You over there, a bunch of botanists growing shit in the water. You out there with seaweed, kelp, and everything else, trying to make this pool an embarrassment. You over here trying to make the president look bad. And let me tell you something.
We do not have unlimited money in the United States.
That was the wrong
Apparently,
one.
I'm an idiot.
That was the wrong one.
Because you are making the president look bad.
And that is against the rules. You can't make him look bad.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
That was peeling off. I want to get right to CNN's Tom Foreman. Tom, I know you spent a lot of time there over the last few days. I'm glad to see you are not in federal custody. You're here to report on what you have.
Bro, I seen a picture. They had a National Guard motherfucker out there with his AR protecting the water from a bunch of tourists. They might come in there with a Ziploc bag and steal it.
Scene.
Yeah, talk about money literally down the drain. They're talking about draining this thing now, and I guess kind of starting over to repair what happened. What the White House and other officials are claiming is that people went in there and at some point slashed or sort of pulling up this material from the bottom down there, this hard sort of plastic material that's all this.
Okay, why is everybody having so many problems with this? And it's probably because like mainstream media is a bunch of fucking morons. Sorry, guys. You're here in the smart people club. Welcome. You're here, so you're part of the club. We're all very smart. Brother, it's the paint. There's not this hard plastic coating that they're talking about. It's the paint. When you paint something with multiple coats and then you pour chemicals on there that will eat the paint, it's going to get underneath there, and then the paint is going to come up in one big sheet. No one put down, laid down some newspaper and then painted the newspaper. And now the newspaper's floating around. No, that is the paint itself against the concrete. You understand? Like, this is not, like, no one's done anything to this. When you do shit the wrong way, the wrong thing happens. Like, this is not hard. You put layers and layers of paint on something. You decided to not let it dry. Like, it takes like a week or so for that shit to dry. He didn't wait no motherfucking week. He waited like 2 days and was filling it up with water. It didn't bond to the fucking the rock underneath, and now it's floating around in there filled with algae, because of course the algae got up under there, and they're gonna press it, get in there and apply pressure and push it off of that surface because they want it. Deportation nationwide. Yeah, and then they'll be back in court about it again, and then we're gonna have to go find people. This is so stupid. We'll talk about that in a second. But these guys did not know what they were fucking doing initially, did a horrible job initially, and now people are coming in here and ripping up the paint. Bitch, if you did it the right way, it wouldn't be removable. How about this? Don't fucking paint it. Maybe put some vegetation in there yourself so that you can control the thing that's outside.
Blue, you hear it called paint. It seems to be more of a true liner that was sort of formed there. Nonetheless,
because they just caked it on there like some dingbats because he wanted it really, really blue.
It is coming up in some places. We don't know how many really. And they're fighting the continuing algae problem. And if you listen to the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, they are pledging to use the full weight of the law to go after anybody who's messing with any of it. Listen to her.
Oh my God, not Janine Pirro. See, this is the problem. Like, Janine Pirro is almost 80 years old, and she is held together by safety pins and super glue. That is a crazy old lady. Do not let her appearance fool you. She is an old, crazy dingbat lady. She talks like a crazy old woman. She may not look it, but she sounds like an insane, crazy person.
There are several citations that have been handed out to individuals, and these are cases that will be prosecuted to the full extent. If there are more serious products that are put into the reflecting pool to create more algae or a bigger problem, then we'll
like, listen to how dumb this lady is. If you're putting shit in the water, my sitting pool of water in the middle of fucking summer with no shade, if you're helping the algae grow by putting sunlight in there, like, what are you going to do? Arrest the sun? Arrest the sun. You know what? Bring in the sun for questioning. I want to indict the sun. The sun's been, you know, I have on good authority that the sun is funding these domestic terrorists with photons. You heard it here first. We have breaking news. The Sun is found liable in the vandalism of the reflecting pool in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. of the United States of America. I want the Sun brought up on charges. I want it. Somebody call Pluto.
We do not have unlimited money in the United States.
Yes, the fuck we do.
Considers more serious charges.
Here's the thing. There's no evidence being offered by the authorities that any of this happened, especially this idea of adding chemicals.
Why the fuck would evidence get in her way? She's the Attorneys General of Washington, D.C.
That cause the algae. In fact, all the experts we have talked to have suggested from the beginning that the liner itself was perhaps not a great idea.
Oh, no. No, not my homie. Not the Vato El Nino.
Dark blue would spur more algae growth by capturing
free El Nino.
more heat. That was one of their
oh my God, we got to get that on a shirt. Free El Nino.
ideas. And that algae this time of year has always been very common here, and that nothing.
You know what's crazy? This is the crazy part, and this is what's so funny to me. Bro, all he had to do was look back at every year in June when the algae goes crazy in that motherfucker. But he didn't think about that when he started repainting shit. He didn't look at all the other times or listen to the, well, they probably fired all the groundskeepers if we're being honest. But they probably could have told you if they had been there for a couple of years, oh, what is it, late May? Oh yeah, the algae about to hit us real bad. So let's go ahead and get the chemicals in the water early. This motherfucker says, shut the fuck up and drain it, paint it, and fill it up with fresh water. I want everybody to see the blue.
thing that they did to renovate this pool would have addressed that.
Yeah, Lost Missionary has a right. Deport the fucking sun. Get the fucking sun out of our solar system now. Get it out. Look what it's doing to our fucking pool. Look at this. That's millions of dollars of paint ruined by the fucking domestic terrorist known as Soul. Okay?
Issue. That's why it continues to be very bright green. We do know from one
Donna would probably blame NASA for not moving the sun. Move the sun at night.
person who was arrested, a former Olympian, David Hearn, a man who competed for this country. He says he was arrested because he was touching the surface there.
He put his hands in the motherfucking water, acting like he's some sort of Olympian, some sort of Olympic kayaking water expert. He thinks he knows what water feels like. Well, guess what? Now you know what a jail feels like. Get deported.
He competed in the slalom canoe.
Doesn't matter if he brought home the gold. Get your ass in jail.
For the United States. He said he was touching the bottom of it because he's trained in material sciences. He was
get your motherfucking training in the motherfucking jail.
Just curious what the stuff was, but that he made no difference to it. He didn't damage it. He didn't break it. There's nothing about.
Yo, it's crazy that their pool is literally coming up in pieces and all nasty and putrid, and even like the like animals don't want to live in there. And he's like, yo, don't be touching my brand new pool. Like, dude, your pool is nasty. Your pool is so gross and nobody wants to touch it. You do not have to worry about that.
About the reflecting pool that was in any different condition after I left there than it had before I went there yesterday. I didn't remove anything. I didn't break, tear, peel, or rip, or destroy anything.
Tell it to the judge.
And yet he says he was taken into custody for several hours. We have been trying to get authorities to give us any more information on who the other people are and what exactly.
And this is the thing with Trumpism, right? Where they constantly cry and complain that there's this weaponization of the justice system and how they're always the lawfare and they're always coming after Trump and everything he does is always bad and everyone's always coming after him and he's such a victim and oh my god, like they're always trying to complain about how everybody Trump, you're filling your fucking pockets with the state coffer. Do you have any comment? Oh, they just keep picking on me because I'm successful. You're stealing all the money. Is that good or bad, sir? Yeah, I think it's fine if I'm the one stealing. And then people look at us like we're crazy when we're like, yo, this motherfucker has lost his mind. Motherfuckers are like, yo, this pool is disgusting. Look at the water. So they go to fucking take a video of them scooping up the water. Jail. Put them in jail. They're breaking it. It was fine until they put their hand in there and broke it and filled it with algae. Like, at this point, I might just jump in that bitch covered in like algae seeds or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
They supposedly did that now has the president of the United States saying they ruined his great big project. Nothing yet.
Oh, Christy says, okay, in 2012, the reflection pool had to be drained and cleaned for $100K due to algae. The National Park Service introduced an ozone disinfection system that has kept algae growth at bay since 2012. Right. So instead of like the bubbler that would provide oxygen, it provides ozone, which makes the water toxic for the algae because ozone is not good for organic chemistry. Oxygen is great, but ozone, not so much. So you fill the motherfucker with ozone. It looks like water, but the algae can't grow in it. It sounds like they had an idea and they had a plan already back in 2012. This dingbat decides to fucking paint over the fucking the ozone, like the little ozone shoots. He just painted that bitch over with fucking blue paint. Nah, we don't need no ozone. We need blue.
All we know is that this is $14 million.
You paint that bitch with ozone, can't nobody even see it. I use blue paint.
7 times more than the original prediction made by the president for the cost of this, and there are no real signs that the pool is any better off for all of it. John?
Yeah, $14 million already.
No, just start arresting people. But keep in mind, y'all, you haven't heard hide nor hair from a single fucking MAGA voter about Jeanine Pirro trying to go after people on this. Why aren't they outraged? What happened to small government? How are we supposed to be small government when we're executing lawfare against people who are making fun of our stupid, nasty, dirty trench water? It's not our fault that it's I mean, they would be better off just putting some lily pads and some frogs in there. Just rock with it. You know what I mean? Like, they're not leaving. So might as well put some lily pads and some little hoppers. That's bars. Given the crazy thing he says, can you imagine the stuff he thinks that they imagine to stop from coming? That was the first administration. The first administration, there was a lot of shit he wanted to do and tried to do that he got stopped from doing. That's not happening now. And that's why everything is so stupid and everything is going so poorly for him, because he doesn't know what he's doing and he doesn't have anyone around him to stop him from being stupid. You know, he is allowed to let his freak flag fly. Oh Lord. Who do I? So there was a thing from Fox News. I'm trying to find it. It was pretty embarrassing. But homegirl, they got like one liberal lady on there, and she ate their asses up. And it was pretty funny. What the hell? Gutfill unhinged host taps unhinge your fill-in. What the hell? Oh, okay. So is this the 5? Is that the show I was watching with the little panel of them? Oh, let's see what he said. All right, guys. In honor of Tim, we got some Gutfeld. Get your Gutfeld bells ready. I hope you're watching this, Tim.
Tonight's guest in high school, even the mark.
What is that? First of all, whatever you are up there, close your eyes a little bit. Close them. I should not be able to see a full circle of white around your iris and pupil. Close your eyelids a little bit. You're looking a little crazy.
Band avoided being seen with him. Comedian Joe Mackey.
Shiza, that's a scary face. Don't you know that freaks people out? And your nose is broken. Don't you know it freaks people out when you stare at them like that?
She makes so
No, Gina, you asked for this.
many great points. She's not allowed near hemophiliacs. Co-host of the Party Lines podcast, a Republican. Rumor that big birthday gift from your parents is that
Skip.
We just moved past it, but we're testing algae in a pool.
What a fucking creep ass.
So let's talk about the topic at hand. Vandalism, algae, the reflecting pool. Where do you stand on this important issue, Joe?
I think if you're rooting for algae, that's worse than rooting for Kenny G, Greg. I don't care for it at all. But
Wait. Did he just talk shit about Kenny G? Come on, dog. Kenny G is a national treasure.
it's fascinating to me that the media is spending so much time covering this when there's so many interesting stories that they're not covering. Like Tulsi Gabbard basically said we're funding biolabs overseas, and she released some pretty damning evidence about our involvement with COVID, and that was met with silence. And I don't know about the audience, but COVID was a huge impact on my life, and it was all negative, and it seems like we've just moved past it, but we're testing algae in a pool. And no wonder people trust a guy like Nick Shirley with one camera, some 20-something-year-old man just...
What the fuck is this dude's point? Like, what is he trying to convince us of?
My thoughts on the algae pool is Nick Shirley.
Like, what the fuck is this? Yo. What the fuck? What? How dare you? How dare you, Scott? How dare you? Scott, Kenny G is one of the greatest soprano sax players in smooth jazz history.
Going up with a camera is doing more investigative journalism than CNN's doing at all. It's ridiculous. If you're rooting for algae, if you're watching CNN, your problem is that there's algae in your brain.
There's algae in your brain. Yeah.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Boo! This comedian is ass.
Excellent point. Excellent.
I want my $15 cover charge back.
Point. Yeah, you know, they told us that COVID was going to kill everybody, and you're still here.
I got to show up for work, boss.
Oh my God, it's the Gutfeld underling. He's hoping to be Gutfeld. Oh my God. So he's like the Caterpie form of Gutfeld, and then like Gutfeld is the Butterfree. So he's Caterpie at this point, and he's I'm gonna be Metapod soon.
Aaron, how do you describe this thing where it's like, just because it's Trump who fixed the pool, I take pleasure in the pool being green?
Yeah, it's called insanity. And it also means that everybody watching, you don't hate Washington, D.C. enough. Mm-hmm. If you are watching this, those protesters out there, the way the media are all tripping over each other to scoop up the old water out of the reflecting pool. Didn't see them doing this at any point previously.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Trump has completely fucked over this Iran thing, and all they can talk about is how stupid people are for having algae in their brain because they want the pool to be so dirty. Like, it's very strange that how nonchalant and unserious people on big platforms can be.
And to your point, in the larger package here, DC has actually never looked better. I have to be completely honest and objective.
Do I have to pull up the dead grass pictures?
The parks are cleaner. Meridian Park in DC has water flowing for the first time in decades. It's safer in the city. But the moment the media thinks that they finally got one on Trump, like, aha, we knew you couldn't fix this one thing. They're out there on their...
Bro, he said, I'm going to paint the floor. And everybody said, all right, whatever, fine, just paint the floor. This motherfucker decides to spend almost $200 million. If somebody says, hey, man, I need to, let me borrow your car, I'll put gas in it. And then the motherfucker comes back with just the steering wheel and then a gas tanker. I'm not happy with that.
Hands and knees like insane people scooping water out of a pond in the middle of DC. Here's a fun thing to investigate.
That damn reflecting pool looked like that damn data center water.
I don't know. Maybe Fauci did hide government secrets from the president.
Yeah, Washington might be safer because now people are avoiding the place. Exactly. There's a lower population there because everyone's running for their fucking lives.
The United States during a global pandemic. Or maybe there are other myriad of things to cover, like the socialist takeover of the Democrat Party in the primaries across the country. But hey, if what your viewers want to see is you knee deep in water in Washington, D.C., I think that's...
We can talk about the socialists. You want to talk about the socialists instead? We can talk about that.
A lot more about what that audience wants than what the actual news is in this country.
Amen. You know,
she's stupid. Who the fuck is this?
in an order of...
Hey, ladies. You want this guy coming out of a dark corner in an alleyway? Hi. How you doing?
Less funny to most funny.
Thank you. Well, listen, no, what you were saying was absolutely right, Greg. Like, Trump could cure cancer and people...
I don't understand. No, you should be good. If they don't have anything else, like this is what happens when the kid, like I say it all the time, but when the kid is like being cut up in class and then the teacher says, all right, here, you take the piece of chalk, you go up to the chalkboard, you teach the class. And then they go up there and try to riff for 5 minutes and then they just bomb. You know what I mean? Like they just horribly bomb and it's not funny. It's not accurate. The teacher really put them in their place and then they're trying to act like they really won the situation at the end of it. No, you got embarrassed.
will be outside going, free the tumors, you know? And they'd be like, he only cares about the white blood cells. He's racist, you know? They would say, all cells matter. It's just...
Yeah, because all cells matter is what the black people said. Like, this is bad. This is bad comedy work.
And it is ridiculous. Listen, let's be honest, though. He spent $15 million to clean this pool. I know 3 Mexican guys from where I live. They could knock this out, $50, a 6-pack.
So are we shit? So now even the comedians, the only joke that they can find is shitting on Trump. I'm just saying.
True. You just have to watch. They got some kids you got to babysit. But no,
This is the hey, Trusty Ape Co. Hi, how are you? By the way, I miss you. I love you. These people are supposed to be funny. This is the biggest show on the network. This is the headliner. Eat your heart out, Jimmy Fallon. You know what I mean? Jimmy Kimmel, Jon Stewart. This is the #1 show on Fox. They love this shit. This shit is hilarious to them. Like, this is horrible. Like, and I don't understand why people come into our shit after watching this shit for their entire life, and they come into our shit and they don't think we're fucking hilarious compared to them. Oh, wrong one. Wrong button.
Honestly, what's really sad, though, Greg, is that there was a duck. They found a dead duck in the pool today. And
yeah, that swam in hydrogen peroxide.
The Duck's last words were Aflac.
This is a comedian. I need to get into. Hey, y'all. You can catch me at the Laugh Factory and Funny Bones and Rib Splitters on Thursday nights. Because if this is all it takes to be a comedian, I am selling myself way short here.
Come on. Okay, so, but what he was saying, you're right.
You mean Joe?
Joe, yes,
Yes.
Joe, yes, the lesbian. Okay, but what Joe was saying, no, but what Joe was saying about Tulsi Gabbard, he's absolutely right. I mean, it is the biggest story right now. No one is even covering it, and
You talking about this one? It's the Labrador that you pump fake with the tennis ball, so they're still trying to find them. They're just. Oh my goodness.
COVID did affect my life. I remember my wife had COVID, and we had to do it.
Oh my God. Oh my God. All right. Let's see. All right. Let's see. My wife had COVID, and okay, there's a joke here. So everybody be patient. This is gonna be good. Oh, this is gonna be bad.
Doggy style, so she wouldn't breathe on me.
It's worse than I thought it was gonna be. This is some straight up hot ass. Like these are
and
like
even covering it. And COVID did affect my life. I remember my wife had COVID, and we had to do it doggy style, so she wouldn't breathe on me. And
so you introduced.
What you think, Dex? Dexter thought that was ass. Just throwing it out there. Ass.
That topic, we had to work all the way to get to that punchline.
yeah. Well, it was hard because I couldn't sit for 2 weeks.
Hey, he's hilarious. And if you guys don't think he's hilarious, you're just a bunch of fucking haters. You're just a bunch of fucking haters. That's, man. I mean, he's just ass, you know, just not funny. Ooh, Jamel Hill lit him up. Let's see what Jamel had to say. I gotta balance that out. You know what I'm saying? Like after I watch all this bullshit, I need, even if I have to yell at leftists, I need to find leftists to yell at, because this is. My wife had COVID, so we did doggy style so she wouldn't breathe on me, and that's the joke? Is he married? Do we know that? Do I know that to be true, or am I just going with it? Bren, hi, Bren. How are you? All right, I'm going to try to get some more light in this freaking place because I'm all shadowy. I have a light on me, but the light from that window over there is so bright that it's washing me out anyway. So we'll let them get started. I'll be right back.
Tonight, Hillary Clinton is reigniting a debate over how America votes.
Well, I personally think the Electoral College is an abomination for obvious reasons.
You'll remember in the 2016 election, Clinton surpassed Trump in the popular vote by nearly 3 million votes. But Trump did win the Electoral College and thus the White House. This is how the system works. Doesn't mean it can't be changed, but should it be?
But here's the thing. It's better if you make the argument when you didn't lose the election. You know what I'm saying? Is that
from a position of strength.
On the
rather than
position
a
of strength. It's like, listen, anybody who's studied any small bit of history knows the Electoral College is rooted in slavery. That was the entire reason that it was invented, essentially. And we should have gotten from up under it a long time ago. And not just because you have two women quite capable who lose the elections. So I don't have a problem with her argument. I think it's probably correct. And I think most people in this country, you want to, a big reason there's a lot of apathy is because a lot of people feel like their vote doesn't matter. And the reason they feel that way is because they look at things like, okay, let me get this straight. We can all agree and all, from a popular vote standpoint, vote for a candidate and that candidate still lose. And that the math doesn't math for them. So it's like, why are we clinging?
I'm muted. Hello. There he goes. Guys, we need DEI for white states. All right. It's too long has South Dakota, North Dakota, Wyoming been under the oppression of populous cities like New York and Chicago. No one should be allowed to have that many people in their state. They're outnumbering us. So to combat that, we will have the Electoral College give us an inflated sense of importance, even though we don't deserve that shit and nobody actually fucking lives here. Yeah, only 2 towns worth of people live in this whole state, but we want 2 senators and 4 representatives. Yeah, fuck this.
To the
Well,
system.
if anybody should
clear-
hate the Electoral College, it should be Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
She's-
I understand why she does.
She won the popular. No, she won the popular vote by
This is
3.
not right.
Okay, if anybody can give me a good reason for why the Electoral College should stand, I will give you a silver fucking dollar. I will mail a silver dollar, which will cost more than $1, to your house. If you can give me a good reason why we need to fucking continually prop up these no fucking people states and allow them to get down. Hey, get down. And allow them to have an elevated voice in the electorate.
No, but
this is not a new argument.
She's got the self-awareness. She's got the self-awareness to laugh at the fact that she hates it because she won the
lost.
popular vote
Yeah.
by 3 million and she lost the electoral vote. So I think I actually like that side of Hillary where she's self-deprecating and she's laughing at the circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom line is changing the Electoral College is something that we talk about all the time. It's archaic. It may not make no sense. It's rooted in slavery. All those things are true. But in practicality, getting rid of it, it's in the Constitution, would require a constitutional amendment.
So to that
and that is an incredibly high bar. And in this political environment,
Yeah, and it sounds like you're all about getting on board with it as a Republican. Sounds like you're all about making the system not fucking rigged so that these fucking crybaby ass Republicans can have their fucking cake and eat it too, where they can single-handedly not provide anything for their fucking voters while at the same time collecting boatloads of money from private interests. So good job, Anna.
Not gonna happen.
It's not going to happen. It also, just to be clear, I mean, it wasn't founded because of slavery.
Yes, the fuck it was, you stupid bitch.
That's just factually inaccurate.
No, you're factually inaccurate and you're stupid. And I hate your hair.
The reasons behind it had a lot to do with the size of the country and the lack of technology to actually reach everyone at the time. That's why the Electoral College came out.
So it had
to your point,
nothing to do.
to your point, I agree with you that because it's not a lot.
Like that is like, let me hear his full explanation in full, and then I will tear it apart.
Accurate. The reasons behind it had a lot to do with the size of the country and the lack of technology to actually reach everyone at the time. That's why the Electoral College came out.
So it had
to your point,
nothing to do.
to your point, I agree with you.
So he's saying that because it took so long for word to get around, we needed the Electoral College so that people could get the information. Like, is that, see, and this is the other thing I don't like people doing, is they take something that is civics related and maybe a little obscure, right? I mean, the Electoral College is not something that everybody talks about every day. Here's a good map. Let me pull this up. Share this. Okay, so here's the Electoral College map. So California is worth 54 votes, Illinois 19, Texas is 40, but then you got states like North Dakota 3, South Dakota 3, Montana 4, Wyoming 3, Idaho 4, Nebraska 5. Like these smaller states, right? I'm telling you right now, the town I'm in and the town next to us outnumber South Dakota. And then if I add 2 or 3 more towns, we can take over Montana, Wyoming, and Idaho. Because within, probably 20, 30 miles of me and a little circle around me, we probably have 3 to 4 million people. So why the fuck are we all trapped in the Illinois side of things while these little itsy bitsy, tiny ass little places get to have just as much say as like an entire area full of us?
That last stand.
Because it's not a lot.
You're not gonna let that last stand.
It's not a lot.
You just
it's not
slavery.
rooted.
Let's take the word rooted out. But you're not gonna sit here and say this that has nothing to do with slavery, which you just insinuated.
I'm going to say that it had nothing to do with slavery.
Okay, that's not true.
That's just not true.
That's not true. So the large states, the small states were already up in arms because if you had a straight vote, a popular vote, then they would always be drowned out. Some of the smaller states were in the South. Roughly a third of their populations were enslaved people. One of the compromises was to take one person for every representative you had that incorporates the 3/5 rule on slaves automatically, because the representatives were determined with the 3/5 rule incorporated. The moment that the Electoral College adopted one person for every representative, it incorporated by default the slave clause. For this man to sit here and say it has nothing to do with slavery, what did you learn in school?
Well, I learned that it wasn't rooted in slavery.
Well, no,
because,
that's
again, that is just factually inaccurate. That is the context in which I was responding. You're wrong. You're wrong. I'm not arguing that slavery doesn't play.
The Electoral College was officially selected as the means of electing presidents towards the end of the Constitutional Convention due to the pressure from slave states wanting to increase their voting power, since they could count slaves as 3/5 of a person when allocating electors, and by small states who increased their power given the minimum of 3 electors per state. The compromise was reached after other proposals, including a direct election for president, as proposed by Hamilton, among others, failed to get traction among slave states. Stephen Levitsky and Daniel Ziblatt describe it as not a product of constitutional theory or far-sighted design. Rather, it was adopted by default after all other alternatives had been rejected. In 1787, the Constitutional Convention used the Virginia Plan as a basis for discussions, as the Virginia proposal was the first. The Virginia Plan called for Congress to elect the president. Delegates from the majority. Okay, that goes into that. He's full of fucking shit, dude. And and I'm glad that there's finally some fucking CNN panelists that are fucking standing up and shutting these motherfuckers up. But this is getting fucking bananas. Like, you guys have to fucking read a history book. It might be time to bring back on Dig on America. Dutch boy, if you're out there, it's time. Because as annoying as Dutch was with his Mr. Humble history lessons, apparently we weren't fucking finished. Because motherfuckers are just getting up on TV and changing history for you. And if you don't know that this motherfucker is lying, you just assume that these things are true. Right? My biological dad, Neil deGrasse Tyson, his goal and my goal and this channel's goal is to inoculate people from bad ideas. If I give you and I fill your brain with enough history and enough civics knowledge, you won't fall for this shit. But for Eddie Munster to get his ass up here and bold-faced lie. Careful, baby girl. You all right? Okay. She running in circles. Ziplat. Look, I'm not lying. Here. Where'd it go? Here. Sure, this is dead. Stephen Levitsky and Daniel Ziblatt. But it is, and I'm glad we do the shit. And I know it's boring and annoying for some people who know this shit already, or if it's just such a mundane, like archaic kind of thing. apparently we have to say all this shit because people will honestly get up on TV and just make some shit up.
Any role
You just said that. Thank you.
And look at his face. He knows he just got caught. He just got caught in a big one. But this is the problem. The right has these talking points and these emails and these newsletters. They get their marching orders, and when the music starts, they already know what to do. So dumbass heard the ba-da-ba-da-ba-bop and started fucking dancing. Well, guess what? We got DJs out here now, and we're gonna change the tempo up, and we're gonna make this shit look better than what it was. Oh wait, oh, Christopedia chimes in. Californians are stop it, you. Elections were fucking harder to do nationally because the country is large and they were on horse. We have the telephone. Yeah, we've had the internet for fucking 40 years at this point. Hey, stop, girl. I'm trying to climb up the TV. You can't climb the TV. Hey, get down off my TV. That's my TV. I don't want you climbing on it.
Responding. You're wrong. You're wrong. I'm not arguing that slavery doesn't play any role in anything.
Oh my God. And I'm glad they're calling him on it. He's doing the thing. You call him out on the thing that he said, and he said, I never said that. That's their move. If you call them out on a factual inaccuracy, they say, I didn't say that. I said this, and then they fix it. It's this. This is what 11-year-olds do.
Thank you.
Schooled on national TV. That's what you were saying.
Was schooled.
You were absolutely schooled. Your ignorance was revealed.
The 2020
And now he's gonna sit there and act like he didn't do it with his face all red.
6 argument for the Electoral College. Listen to this.
I'm one who finds virtue in the Electoral College. And it's not just because I come from a smaller state, Arizona, that may benefit more than a larger state like California. It emphasizes.
Yo, why they playing Netflix on my shit like I can do this? Like, what the fuck, CNN? What the fuck was that? Like, don't just play that. You know we're reacting to your little fucking that. Honestly, if it wasn't for us like reacting to CNN fucking clips, they would have no viewership at this point.
So that
Ali says, as a Canadian, I want to vote in the next U.S. presidential election. Maybe we can help you guys get it right. Well, you know, Ali, it's funny you should mention that because if only Kamala Harris would listen to the Americans and vote for what or and advocate for things that they wanted as opposed to things what a separate foreign country wanted, maybe we wouldn't be in this fucking situation right now. But the Democrats decided to listen to their foreign country benefactor and let them decide what should happen in this country. So maybe we should let the Canadians vote and the Mexicans. Bring them both in.
It's a case for it that is, even in this modern day, taking all of that into history into consideration. But I guess I just wonder, I mean, what's wrong with just one person, one vote applying at the presidential level?
There was a constitutional amendment on the table for the popular vote election of the presidency in 1960.
So wait a minute. So now they want to follow the Constitution. When he was doing all this dumb shit and breaking the fucking rules, that was, hey, the Constitution doesn't say specifically that he can't do this or he can't do what he can't do X or he can't do Y.
Well, you know, the Constitution says you have to, you know.
So if we're doing the Constitution, then the emoluments clause stands, and all that fucking money that he's been fucking sticking in his fat little pockets needs to be taxed at 1,000%, and he needs to be imprisoned because we're following the Constitution now, right? And this is the thing about being a right winger, and as a former right winger or someone who considered themselves conservative, I was a conservative because I read the fucking Constitution and I want the country to do what the Constitution says. Neither party is interested in that. So that's why being a progressive and leaning towards socialism or democratic socialism is way more aligned with conservative principles than what these motherfuckers are talking about. Because what does the rule book say? If the rule book says we have to do 1, 2, 3 ABC, cool, then let's do it that way. And then if someone says, cool, let's change the rule book so it says 1, 2, 3 ABCD, I'm cool with that too. These motherfuckers are just like, how about no one uses a rule book anymore and we just do what I say? No.
After Nixon won, it was Republicans who were aggressively advocating for that. It was Democrats who killed that proposal because they were so persuaded by the counter argument that they read at the 11th.
Here we go with the bullshit fucking 1950s and 60s Democrats. Like, we already know about the party switch. So when this little first of all, boo-boo, your roots look horrendous. First off, get your roots touched up before you come on national TV talking shit about shit you don't understand, because somebody will roast your ridiculous ass out here. If you're gonna play the whole, oh, you know, the Ku Klux Klan, they were all Democrats, and like, if that's the fucking game you want to play, then we should just tear down all these fucking racist ass Democratic Confederate statues, right? Right, and all of Antifa showed up at the Trump rallies, right?
Hour, which basically said that this is a constitutional bulwark against majoritarianism. Every single safeguard in our constitutional framework.
Majoritarianism, that cannot be a word. Majoritarianism is a political philosophy asserting that the numerical majority of a population should have the final say in societal decisions. While it anchors democratic voting, it can lead to the tyranny of the majority, where unchecked power suppresses minority rights. So this is the suppression of minority rights by giving a small, unpopulated fucking state elevated electoral say? What fucking daft... See, this is the shit I be telling y'all about, man.
Prevents majoritarianism. Everything. Federalism. The fact that the Senate has 2 senators that are equal no matter what state you're in. The fact that the House is proportionate based on population. The fact that, you know, everything is divided between the federal government and the states. This is just an extension of that. And you know why the Electoral College really works? Is because it forces both political parties to try to court moderate voters in swing states.
Bull fucking shit. Bull fucking shit. You can't be a moderate voter in a swing state when there's 6 of you. Your ideas don't permeate through the layers of bureaucracy that we need. Your individual issues are not inducive to a larger communal good. Just because you live in a farm area and you think it's fine for farm equipment to drive on the road, we're not going to let all farm equipment on the fucking highway forever just because you like it in your area. No, the rule is keep them motherfuckers off the road, and then in your area, you can make an exemption. When it comes to everybody, everybody needs to have a say. And if your little part of everybody is smaller than everybody else's part of everybody, you are least affected by this. And the fact that Democrats are constantly seen as this monolithic group that is just ultimately after rural America. There has been no more aggressive force towards the destruction of rural America, and that's black and white rural America. Because there's white rural areas where I have been where literally there was one stop sign in the town. My ex is from there, and we used to go back for visits and stuff like that. There was one other black guy in town. I knew him. And they had like 6 or 7 stop signs and 1 stop light that only blinked red. My ex graduated with 6 or 7 other people. And then they had a really big graduating class after she left of 16 from the high school. Like, I understand these small areas, and they are very, very, very vulnerable. and when people are in vulnerable areas, they get very tribal. But as soon as you unshackle them from any economic bonds that they might have, as soon as you allow them income, as soon as you allow them education and upward mobility, it's weird. It's like a lot of the racist shit kind of goes away. And as soon as you give them access to other cultures and other foods and other music and they kind of like that shit. And then they kind of, so to think that Democrats are out here trying to, or people on the left, I would say, are after rural America and they just wanted to be silenced. They don't care what happens to them. No, we desperately care about rural America. Desperately. Because that's where our food comes from. That's where our food comes from. That's where our family is. That's where our roots are. And on that was my ex's side, but on my side, my family had land up until late 90s, early 2000s. And I think we sold our last thing, but we were sharecroppers since 1865. And we kept that land. You know? Like I have farming in my blood. We's farmers. You know? So I'm not here to shit on rural America and to shit on them, but these people have to get freed from these ideas. She is in the camp of making sure these motherfuckers never understand that their situation has never gotten better for the decades and decades they've lived in these small areas is because they're controlled by red politicians, by Republican politicians. You think low taxes is going to get you a new hospital? That's not how it works.
That, everything is divided between the federal government and the states. This is just an extension.
Oh, last thing on that. And because Dingbat has gutted FEMA and all this shit, when the tornadoes come through, we officially broke the record in Illinois for tornadoes. When all this shit, the natural disasters come and the hurricanes come and all that shit comes, it is state money that's going to have to put it back together because Trump is blowing all of the federal money and he's letting his people in there to just waste the money on whatever they want. Just don't spend it on people. Bye, we shall see. Stay hydrated out there, yeah, for real.
Of that, why the Electoral College really works is because it forces both political parties to try to court moderate voters in swing states. Of course, progressive candidates would rather just spend all their time on the campaign trail in California. They would rather not go to Pennsylvania. But it forces them to understand the concerns and interests of other states.
Well, you need to learn some history.
Other
You go back and check on that diploma they gave you because that ain't working.
So hold on.
Get him, Charles.
Caroline, are you finished?
I was just going to say that there are so many interests, diverse interests across this country that vary by geographic region, industries as well. And it's a good thing.
The counterpoint to that is that all the energy is put into swing states and none into safe states because of the Electoral College. Because 48 of the 50 states have a winner-take-all Electoral College system, there is no reason to go into a state that you know that you're going to lose or that you know you already have. So none of those people get campaigned to at all. They only get courted when they can go into get a big rally out of that particular place because all their people are there.
They can vote with their feet.
But here's the problem.
They can leave the state, which is what.
So she said, just pack up all your shit and move if you want to have more of a say in how the country runs.
People do.
So then if that's your fucking stance, then these people in these small ass fucking states need to pack their shit up and go to New York City. Pack their shit up and go to Los Angeles. Right? Let's run it back what she said. Because if what she says is true, then get the fuck out of that small area and go to a big area.
Get courted when they can go into get a big rally out of that particular place because all their people are there.
They can vote with their feet.
But here's the problem.
They can leave the state, which is what people do.
Everybody's trying to pack up and leave and go to Pennsylvania just so you can hear a campaign ad.
Yes.
What do you sound crazy? Nobody's going to do that.
She's talking about yes. That's because she's not listening. She just talks.
If they don't feel
as a talker, I know.
represented in their state, they do.
Here's an interesting wrinkle. Trump, or at the time just Citizen Trump, back in 2012 said the Electoral College is a disaster for democracy. And then Trump in 2016 says the Electoral College, this is after he won the Electoral College, the Electoral College is actually
Come on, man. Come on, man. What changed? He won. That's the only thing that changed.
genius, and that it brings all states, including smaller ones, into play. Campaigning is much different. His eyes were open.
You know who likes the Electoral College? When you win it that way.
That's
the
right.
people who don't like it is when they lose it that way. I get why Hillary Clinton.
So how can you say that when that contradicts your first point? He's so dumb, y'all. CNN, you got to do better. I'm glad Scott Jennings and his little punk ass ain't on here, but y'all got to do better.
Is against
when they didn't win or lose.
But
if
the last two people
consistency
who won the presidency without winning the popular vote, though, have been all with both Republicans. And that's
I will tell you, I've lived in Florida for 46 years, and I when I first got there, it was blue. Then it became purple, right? Florida, 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 and now it's red. It was a hell of a lot of fun before when we were getting campaigned at, you know?
Yeah.
When people
Anyway, Oh, it says, earthquake at CBS. Scott Pelley fired and accusations rock 60 Minutes. Oh, yeah, I did see that. Yeah, Scott Pelley got fired from 60. And I appreciate everybody burning down the house on their way out and putting out some, this was some bullshit. Fuck this place. Everybody sucks here. They're on some bullshit. They don't know what they're talking about. Fuck them. I'm with it. I appreciate that out of them. I appreciate that. All right. I need to check on the Stinky Mama. Let me see if I had something longer here. I just need a couple of minutes. You need some attention, little mama? She's been pretty good today. She's been dancing. Okay, this will have to do. Okay, I'm going to mute my mic. I will be right back. All right, they say anything yet? No, nothing. All right. See what else I had on my list. Oh, damn it. Hold on.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for waiting. Thank you to Senators Blumenthal and Klobuchar for joining us, or Klobuchar and Blumenthal, not seniority, but leadership. Got to get it the right way. For joining us today. Look, everywhere you look, the Republicans are one big hot mess. Everywhere. So many different things. Donald Trump's agenda of cost, chaos, corruption is terrible for America, and it's despised by the American people. Look at this failed and reckless war. What did Americans get out of the last 100 days of this war? Well, a $100 billion bill, 13 lives lost, 500 people injured, gas prices up, inflation up. Iran, they're the big winners. Trump was such a poor negotiator, they just took him to the cleaners. $300 billion fund, sanctions relief, more control over Hormuz than he had before it started, and a more radical, emboldened regime. That's not strength, it's surrender. So Americans got worse than nothing from this war. We're worse off than before it started. And that's precisely why Trump, Rubio, and Vance are too afraid to come before the American people and the whole Senate to defend this war and the so-called understanding. Instead, Trump only will talk to Senate Republicans behind closed doors, and from what it looks like, that ain't going to be pretty. Senate Republicans need to grill Trump for answers on where negotiations stand when he meets them on the Capitol tomorrow. More than a week after announcing side deals and so-called understandings with Iran, the administration still has not briefed Congress or the American people on what has been agreed to. Wishful thinking won't end this war, and certainly Senate Republicans' calls to pump billions, hundreds of billions of dollars more into Trump's fiasco will make matters worse. Republicans can't complain about Trump's war, his secrecy, his disastrous deal with Iran, and all of it behind closed doors. But the only way to ensure this war ends once and for all is for Republicans to act, to join us in voting to end this war. Any minute now, we're once again going to put Republicans on record on whether they want Trump's disastrous war to continue by forcing a vote on the Iran War Powers Resolution for the first time. We have forced this fight on the floor again and again and again for more than 100 days because only Congress has the power to take our nation to war, not Trump alone. Republicans need to support our War Powers Resolution. We're just one vote short, and they need to hold Trump's feet to the fire in their meeting tomorrow. Senator Klobuchar.
Trying to figure out how much this war costs. Has spent somewhere in the neighborhood of $80 billion. That's an AP report, maybe a bit less, maybe a bit more. That's a lot of money. You add that to the $70 billion they just put out in extra funding to ICE, that would be $150 billion. This is not where Americans are right now. This is not what they want them to be spending their money on. What do they care about? Well, inflation is eating up any wage increase that they have. This month's inflation report showed inflation up 4.2%, another record high under President Trump. There was just a recent report by NPR and PBS, a poll showing that 49% of Americans aren't taking a summer vacation for one reason, and that's because they can't afford it. That's a lot of people. So what should we be doing with this kind of money? Well, the first is something we actually did, thanks to leadership, thanks to Senator Warren, Senator Scott, and others. Is housing. That was a Senate-led bill, and there's a lot of work that went on it in the House, the Road to Housing bill, but it gives you an example. Imagine if this president was focused on what the American people want done, and that is to bring their costs down and to reduce the chaos of its millions of people have.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable mutedness. I didn't say too much. I didn't say too much. But I was mostly saying that I was stop, Kira. Kira, hey, you quit touching my TV. You short lady, get away from there. That's why I had to keep muting, because she keeps trying to. She goes back to hey, stop. She touches the damn thing and she switches the input on the TV, so then her show turns off, and then she looks at me like, "Hey, I broke it." Yeah, I know you broke it. Stop breaking it. Now, don't push that again, or you're going to turn your show off. There is nothing in HDMI 2, so stop selecting HDMI 2. We don't have anything plugged into that. But I was saying is like their response is so tepid and milquetoast that it is a complete waste of time. And people will be looking for better alternatives. And until we get something like a parliamentary system, until we get a viable third party, well, what do you know? The viable third party has showed up, and it's called the DSA. So if you guys have been wondering, stop, Kira. If you guys have been wondering why I am very quick to defend myself against accusations of being a Democrat, is because I think there's a better party out there. The DSA is a lot better at giving a shit about fucking people than the DNC is. The DNC has proved over and over again it does not care about people. It cares about numbers. It cares about charts. It cares about fundraising. It does not give a shit about people. The DSA does, in my opinion. Yeah, she's an unstoppable force. Like, stop. Why are you messing with the TV? Come out of there. Come away from there. You come away from the TV. She has like 65,000 toys right here. And she's like, but what if I start unplugging the HDMI cables that are plugged in? Like, don't do that.
Our top story. The far left wing of the Democrat Party is hitting the streets of New York ahead of tomorrow's primaries, trying to get out the vote, get their last words counted. Those candidates, all with a New York City Mayor Zoran Mamdani endorsement, and they are looking to ride his coattails to the state assembly and Capitol Hill. If they win, they plan to bring the Democrat Socialists of America ultra-progressive agenda along with them, and they say other states may fall.
Yeah, you hear that, Republicans? They're going to be out there giving you health care and making rich motherfuckers who are jacking you right now, make them pay for it. Ooh, What are they going to do? They're going to give all those horrible people that are freeloading off of the American government and getting free transgender surgeries for all illegal immigrants. They're going to give those people citizenship and make them pay taxes, lowering the tax burden on you while also giving them equal representation. So they're not just being tax mules. Wow, how terrible.
To socialism like dominoes. Well, this is Outnumbered. I'm Harris Faulkner, here with my co-host Emily Campagno. Also joining us today, Martha McCallum, anchor and executive editor of The
She looked really surprised to be here.
Story and co-anchor of Fox News election coverage. Kaylee McGee-White, Fox News contributor, and David Webb is here, Fox News contributor and fantastic.
I'm not going to front. I thought that was Eric Adams. That's racist. I know. I'm sorry.
Fantastic radio host, too. Daria Lisa Chevalier, Brad Lander, and Claire
Daria Lisa Chevalier. I like her name.
Valdez are all either affiliated with or were affiliated with the Democrat Socialists of America, DSA. And
shout out to Bernie, the OG, putting us all on game.
they have been spreading the divisive ideas along the campaign trail. Watch.
It's not divisive if they're saying everybody should have more stuff. That's divisive.
You know, the difference here really is I'm a Democratic Socialist. I'm very proud to be running as that. I'm a proud union organizer.
Unions? No!
And I think being able to organize a movement is...
And organized labor is something the right wing absolutely despises. They do not want motherfuckers being in unions. They do not want corporations being held to account. They don't want motherfuckers being able to get paid time off. They don't want a 4 or 5 day work week. They don't want none of that shit. They want you in there gigging it out. We'll give you tips. We'll give you all the overtime. Like all of the most easily abused shit. That's what they want, as opposed to what everyone with a brain wants, which is organized labor.
Essential in this moment when we have a fascist in the White House.
We can put our bodies in the way of the deportation machine. Because we want to abolish and because we want housing.
We've got a fascist in the White House. We've got rogue ICE agents in our streets, and we got billions.
Let me do the thing. I'll do the debate lore thing. The actually.
Billionaires trying to buy our elections.
I don't think any of them has a dictionary. Not one. Mamdani said this election cycle slate of candidates.
So New York's far left slate: end military aid to Israel, abolish ICE, housing for all, Medicare for all, taxes on the wealthy. Now, if you think you can drag those things into the middle of America and those people be freaked out about it, I got bad news for you, sister. And by the way, I did a quick Google. A fascist is an adherent. That's hard for me. An adherent of a far right authoritarian and ultra nationalistic political ideology. They prioritize the perceived unity and power of the nation over individual rights, relying on dictatorial leaders, militarism, the violent suppression of opposition, and aggressive scapegoating to achieve their goals. That really sounds like the left with their militarism, relying on dictatorial leaders and you know, really just handing over their individual rights. Now, who the fuck does that sound like?
Candidates was his answer to the state of the Democrat Party, and other DSA-backed candidates are gaining traction in races across the country. And many of their ads echo the same anti-police, anti-Israel, anti-capitalist rhetoric that some political analysts say has become the new rallying cry of the left. Yeah, are they starting to outnumber the people who call themselves regular Democrats?
Yeah, good, because regular Democrat doesn't fucking mean anything. A regular Democrat is a Republican now. Like Chuck Schumer is a fucking Republican at this point.
The Wall Street Journal editorial board warning this: these races and others across the country reflect the potent organizing of the DSA and the left-wing march of young progressive voters. Their goal is
no. And it also shows that goal to turn the Democratic Party even further left. No, it has nothing to do about the Democratic Party or the Republican Party. It has everything to do with the fact that both of those parties are completely useless. They don't do anything. Life is worse than it was in 2010 since Citizens United came through. It's worse in every objectifiable way. In every way, every measurable way that you can measure things, it's worse. And the thing is, it's worse for more people. The people that it's getting better for becomes a smaller and smaller number. And it only takes someone with a long enough or a high enough viewpoint to realize that this is never going to come back to us. We are never going to get anything out of this system the way that it stands. None of this is designed to help us at all. None of it. So why the fuck would we want to continue it? None of this shit is for us. So no, I don't give a fuck if Kamala Harris wants to run again. The answer is no. We need solutions to problems, not someone who's going to say, well, look, I'm only going to give you one. Kira, stop. Hey, I'm only going to give you 1% of the solution because I want to draw this out over the next 15 elections. So I'm only going to give you a little bit of what you need to survive at a time. That's fucked up, bro. And everyone is tired of being held hostage by the lesser of two evil candidates. We've decided that there's a third way. There's a different way of doing things. And it's called get rid of both of their asses and just do shit for people.
To turn the Democrat Party even farther left than it has moved since Bill Clinton. Win or lose on Tuesday, the DSS agenda is gaining among Democrats. David Webb, I mean, not this group, but the one in Maine, has a Nazi tattoo that's been covered up by some other ink. But they call everybody else. They call Donald Trump. They call Republicans.
I also find it very rich that Fox News sits here on a. And now keep in mind, I'm not a big fan of Graham Plattner. I think character matters, and I live my life in a certain way so that I have a moral consistency that is unimpeached. He does not, right? But it's whack as shit for the Fox News crew to be sitting there acting like they're the fucking the pillars of fighting anti-Semitism when they showed the Elon clip of him Sig Heiling over and over and over again, and all of them said it was just a random arm movement. This motherfucker literally fucking Sig Heil Hitlered on the inaugural stage, and they all turned a blind eye like they couldn't see it. So miss me with the Graham Plattner tattoo thing, because that's the least of it. People do get bonehead tattoos and not know and understand what it is, and then try to fucking make up some rationale for why that's okay for them to have it because it means something different to me and my friend. Like I get it's a bad argument, but I understand that argument. And then Steve Bannon went out and did it, and then I think Megyn Kelly went out and did it, or some other lady went out and did it. Some blonde lady, some blonde fox lady. I don't know who it was, but they were all Sig Heiling. Like it was just fine and dandy, and you guys are just overreacting about shit. Oh my God, I missed it. 10 gifted memberships. Holy shit. I was in the middle of a rant. Let me go over to the video. Sorry. Hold on. Tim, this is your fault. Okay. All right, I gotta switch this over here. Give me my buttons. All right. First up, spooky bed hair.
I did this. Why can't you?
Trusty ape. Jason Jacoby.
Guys, that shit just pisses me off, man. Okay.
Trump failed. Haha.
I love Tesla.
Martin Harrow.
It can only good happen.
Aztec priest.
Fucking thing sucks.
Dial
Tide
up.
goes in, tide goes out. You can't explain that.
Dr. Chris.
Slick snake.
K.
This is sick shit.
Lady Ruby.
I did this. Why can't you?
And that's the next sentence. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Make me feel things. Oh my God. Fucking here comes the James Buchanan. We're gonna get a James Buchanan t-shirt. Everybody's favorite president. The president that everybody secretly loves. Yeah, thank you. You're right. Thank you. Thank you. Good on you, Alistair. I love you. I appreciate you.
Fascists, they don't even know the meaning of the word.
I saw that and then I had to stop being angry. It took all the wind out of my sail. I was like, oh, nice people.
It's not just the dictionary that they don't care to use. They probably own one. I don't really care. They can look it up online. These so-called socialists, democratic socialists or otherwise, they yell fascism. They argue against capitalism, but they want us to ignore the reality. 200 years ago, 94% or so of the planet lived in some form of poverty. Today, after a capitalist nation, America, we're getting into our 250th birthday, and the rise and the expansion of capitalist and free market enterprises around the world, the growth of a global economy, over 1 billion people were lifted out of that, and billions more live in, yes, marginal but better circumstances. That didn't come from socialism or communism, but if you contrast that with whether it's 80 million to 100 or 110 million that have been displaced, murdered by socialism and communism, or otherwise destroyed as societies were, the trajectory.
Can he show me the socialist communist country? And I mean, like, because he's the fucking bald idiot fucking genius over here. I want the textbook definition of communism and socialism. Show me those countries and you show me where it failed. Spoiler alert, there's never been one. There's never been a purely socialist country or a purely communist country. It hasn't happened. Not as the textbooks. Like, people were on their way to it, like in Russia and in China. They were on their way to it, but it never got all the way to it. So when people go out there and say, "Oh, it'll be communist like Cuba," they don't have it all the way there, right? And it's very interesting that he wants to bring up shit from 200 years ago. If you don't shut your black ass up, you ever think that there was a reason why 200 years ago that motherfuckers got this supreme motherfucking economic fucking advantage over other places? Do you understand why America is so rich? Do you know how we got to this level of wealth? While you're looking up fucking dictionaries, go get a fucking history book, guy. There's a reason why 200 years ago everything was just booming financially for certain fucking people. What do you think that was, dude?
80 million to 100 or 110 million that have been displaced, murdered by socialism and communism, or otherwise destroyed as societies were. The trajectory is remarkably different. When you go from abject poverty in parts of the world 200 years ago, and you have 100 years of communism, think of the change in the globe. That is fact. It is not debatable.
What the fuck is he talking about? What, Vietnam? Is that what he's talking about? Is that what he's saying? Yeah, America had no part in why that didn't succeed in Vietnam. What are you talking in Cuba? America had no influence on what happened in Cuba. Lord have mercy. And they just get on TV. Look, he got a suit on that's from the dry cleaners. Absolute dog water diarrhea coming out of his fucking mouth. Like, what is wrong with this guy?
Maybe the numbers are a little bit different, but it is not debatable that the evils of socialism and communism are far outweighed by the benefits of capitalism.
Does he mean slavery? Does he think slavery and socialism are the same? Because if you swap out the words, it makes more sense. Let me see. Let me hear it with slavery.
The trajectory is remarkably different.
Right.
When you go from abject poverty in parts of the world 200 years ago, and you have 100 years of communism,
slavery,
think of the change in the globe.
Right.
That is fact. It is not debatable. Maybe the numbers are a little bit different.
Yeah, because you can't add.
But it is not debatable that the evils of socialism,
slavery,
and communism,
slavery and the slave trade,
are far outweighed by the benefits of capitalism and the betterment of lives.
Look, slavery is just better economically for the earth. Okay? So just deal with it. You know, like you don't get to be a superpower without enslaving and displacing a bunch of people. And that's good for numbers on graph. Number on chart high. It good. Number on chart high. Number on chart high, that mean good. Your number on chart bottom, bad. Your number bad. My number good.
And the evolution of societies.
Yeah, you know,
The evolution of society. Like, this is the shit I be talking about, man. These people are just empty sacks of shit that get up there talking trash about shit that they do not understand. It was capitalism that saved these people from poverty. Perhaps it was their emancipation.
Martha, it makes me, you know, and I looked into this over the weekend. I don't know of a socialist regime that actually was better for the people. Like, there's no place on the planet that we tout and go, man, that socialism really worked.
Norway, Sweden, Denmark. Who else over there has got socialism? You guys got a lot of social programs over there. Kira, what you doing, baby?
You know, it tends to dissolve into authoritarianism and tyranny.
Where? Where does taxing the rich turn into authoritarianism? I would like to know. Yeah. Would someone please think of the money this time?
Essentially. And when you look at the examples here of Mayor Mamdani suggesting that property should be retaken by the government, by the city of New York, this gives you an inkling of where this usually heads. Most of these individuals are on the younger side. I don't know how.
Yeah, and they're on the younger side because they're not stupid. We can we go to school and we learn all of this stuff, and then we apply that knowledge to the world that is around us. And then the people that were here before us look at us and say, don't actually look at what we're doing to your future. Why would you look at what we're doing to your future? Just prop us up, okay? And then somebody will prop you up, I assume, in the future. No, bitch. We're adults now. We want our shit now. We want what's coming to us now. And we're not going to just hold our breath and not buy homes and not have children and not do all these things to prop up your lame ass generation's weak fucking morals and work ethic. Sorry. And for those of you who are out there, you're like, I'm 58 and I'm still working and all this. So, motherfucker, I ain't talking to you. You hush. You hush. You're on my side. You're on my team. Ain't nobody talking about y'all. But you do have contemporaries out there who are early 50s into mid 60s. They have so many homes. They have so many motorcycles and rental properties and all these little things that they do and all this passive income. You're not privy to that, which is why I'm not talking to you. Which is why I love you, Gen Xers. But if you are not independently wealthy as a Gen Xer, none of this shit has to do with you. If you're not independently wealthy as a boomer, none of this shit is about you. So don't get defensive and start protecting yourself because you're not under attack. I'm aiming at somebody else because there are people who are in their early 50s into mid 60s that are just fucking taking full fucking advantage of all this chaos and dog shit that's going on. They love that everything's getting all crazy. They're making a hand over fist. Kira, no, you can't climb on the TV. Like they want this system to go haywire because they feel like they're insulated with enough money to protect them from this. The societal collapse is worth the extended earnings that they plan on getting from this. Sure, everybody's allowed to have their own point of view. Here's the problem with that. You got to sell that to the rest of us. So you got to sell to the rest of us 9 to 5, don't take a vacation, work on your birthday, all those kinds of people. the people who just kind of have enough time to, grab something to eat, watch House of the Dragon, season 3 started, and take a shower and go to bed. Those people, because they got to wake up for work in the morning, those people are not getting all of the shit that they're talking about, are not getting these sweet tax breaks that everybody's talking about. These are the motherfuckers that hold it down. We're the engine that keep we're the oil that keeps the engine rolling and keeps it moving. You want to keep draining the fucking oil? Let's heat this engine block up, shall we?
How much they have actually seen of real history play out, where socialism has led to authoritarianism. And when they look at this government, and call it fascist, I would encourage them to actually dig a little bit below the surface and understand, when you watch this process, you watch the times that the judges have stepped in front of what President Trump wanted to do, when Congress has stepped.
Because it's illegal. It's against the law. That's the problem with these democratic socialists. They're always trying to rein in the leader when he's breaking the law. Isn't that wrong? Isn't that crazy? Isn't it crazy to try to enforce the law against the leader and rein in his power? Isn't that tyranny? This is 1984, mate. I'm trying to catch up on the chat. Has socialism ever really been tried out properly? I don't think it ever has. And that's the funny thing about them always bring that up. Look at so-and-so, look at so-and-so. Those places never actually got it done. Some country, some event came in and fucked it up. We've never seen it. Tons, we knew that. And actually, happy birthday, Tons of Mice. Hitting a ripe 104.
In front of what he wanted to do. He gets a lot of what he wants, but you see our structure at work here. And it's
Here, I'll even share it. Here, we'll do the AI overview. I hate these, but it's all from pretty much the same article here. Core characteristics of fascism. Obsession with national decline, a constant focus on humiliation, victimhood, or the decline of the community, paired with a desire for national rebirth. Where have we heard that before? Mikey, hey, let me hit the button. Oh, wait. Can I do... Oh, Tim's not here. Hold on. Oh, I can't do the full screen. Yeah, I can't do the full screen. Never mind. I got excited for nothing. Never mind. I can't. I was like, I can use the soundboard in front of me, but I can't do that. Can you guys? Because you guys can't hear this, can you? I don't think so. Mikey, why do Americans say communism is socialism? They are both different. They're both different and they're both impossible. If I said right now, if I walked down the street and I told somebody, hey, how are you? My name is Mikey Famine and I'm a communist. I might mean that with every fiber of my being, but I don't have a way to enact communism in this country. It is a completely separate and operate way of dealing with, 1,000 different factors in this country. So 1,000 different things would have to be rewritten. Laws would have to be changed. Everything would have to be different for me to really be a real communist in America. Now, I can have communist sympathies. I could want there to be communism, but it's never happened. So when the right wing uses these, oh, they want this and oh, they want that, that's never happened before. But you know what is going on right now at this very moment? Stephen Miller and Steve Bannon are trying to push through this wackadoodle, what's it called? Executive universal theory. What do they call it? Fuck, I forgot the fucking catchphrase they use. Executive universal theory. Fuck. What is the phrase? It's right. I'll think of it in the middle of the night and I'll just kick the covers off and I'll be like, bah, bah, bah! And then it'll make sense. Kara jumped. Ziblatism is the way. Everybody knows that. Universal executive theory, something like that. It's where the president has plenary power to do whatever the fuck he wants. Like that is what these guys are advocating for, while saying that we want one person, one vote. That's tyranny. One person, one vote is tyranny. Trump being able to literally do whatever the fuck he wants is not a problem. And it's never been a problem. And the president has always been able to do this. So they thought Obama could do this the whole time. Right.
In terms of billionaires, they keep yelling at billionaires. You know, I look at the schools that Mamdani went to Bowdoin, right? Graham Plattner is a prep school graduate himself. So they have benefited from people donating to these institutions that they went to in the cities that they live in, where
Billionaires should not be taxed because some billionaires donated to a school that one of these people went to. Unitary executive theory. Thank you. Unitary executive. Yes. Thank you. Like this is, I want you guys to see this. I'm glad. I think it was Hassan or Brandon from the Discourse. I was watching one of their streams and I was doing dishes last night, and then this shit came up, and I was like, "What?" Like these people are literally asking for a Hitlerian dictator. That's what they want, and they say that the DSA people are actually the problem, while they are actively advocating for a Hitlerian dictator. Dictatorial leadership, a belief in a single charismatic strongman who embodies the will of the people and governs through centralized autocracy. Suppression of dissent, the elimination of competitive elections, a free press, and any political opposition, often using violence or paramilitary forces. ICE anyone? Extreme nationalism and scapegoating, exalting the nation or race above all else, which frequently manifests as racism, bigotry, and demonization of minorities or political enemies. And that's from the Holocaust Encyclopedia. Like, I don't know what else we need to fucking show you guys. This motherfucker is a fascist. And if you support Trump, you are a fascist by definition. And it's not even like a one word zinger kind of thing. It's multiple characteristics that you have to hit. He hits all of them in spades. Like it's not even close. So, and people on the left, you Chuck Schumers and Hakeem Jeffries out there, stop pussyfooting around shit. Well, you know what? Actually, they can keep pussyfooting all they want because their asses are getting replaced anyway. Come on, AOC, get his ass.
Philanthropists have, built hospitals and operas and, all sorts of cultural institutions that these people, tend to really love and gravitate to. I would love to see what happens to all those in a socialist society.
Yeah. Now, when you're talking about the young people and how they don't know, they don't have to live in a socialist country. They could read about it. Like, education. Kaylee?
Well, it is true that I think the Wall Street Journal also hits the nail on the head when they say that it is younger, more progressive voters who are really driving the energy behind the far left right now. Among young voters in particular, the Democratic Socialists of America has a double-digit higher approval rating than the Democratic Party itself. We saw this with Zoran here in New York. Many of his voters were younger voters in my generation, Gen Z. And the reason why I don't think that we should underestimate this is because...
Uh-oh, what's this say? Let me go to this link.
In whose interest you exercise it, to whom you're accountable, and how can we get rid of you? And if you can't get rid of the people who govern you, you don't live in a democratic system. What power have you got? Where did you get it from? In whose interest you exercise it, to whom you're accountable.
All right, let me go slower.
What power have you got?
What power have you got?
Where did you get it from?
Where did you get it from?
In whose interest you exercise it?
In whose interest do you exercise it?
To whom you're accountable, and how can
to whom are you accountable?
We get rid of you. And if you
and how do we get rid of you?
Can't get rid of the people who govern you, you don't live in a democratic system.
That's going on the soundboard. Let me make sure the soundboard's working properly because I don't think it caught my other thing. Yeah, you bitch. All right, I think it's this one. Okay. Damn, dude, I don't even remember what I got earlier. I think it was somebody's laugh. Oh, it was that lady's laugh from the pants video. Okay, I'll go back and get it. This is 12 seconds, but I'm going to put this whole thing on the soundboard. Here we go. Play it again.
What power have you got? Where did you get it from? In whose interest you exercise it? To whom you're accountable, and how can we get rid of you? And if you can't get rid of the people who govern you, you don't live in a democratic system.
Bars. Motherfucking bars. And I think, and unfortunately for a lot of MAGA and Republicans and never Trumpers and all that shit, they're realizing how stupid they were previously and how much work we have to do to put in the safeguards, to rebuild what has been lost, to protect those that have been damaged, to make whole those who have been stolen from. Like, we have so much more fucking work to do now than the original problem which he was supposed to solve. So not only did your original problem not get solved, but we're going to have to spend the better part of a fucking decade prosecuting all of these assholes, putting them behind bars, and then making new laws to prevent this in the future. And then we're going to be able to start fixing our problem. You know? So how many people are we going to lose in the fucking deluge of bullshit that has been coming out of DC? From the Trump administration, from the fucking DNC, from the GOP, from all of them. You guys as a fucking electorate, as a Congress and as an administration. And I'll put Biden in there too. And Obama. Fuck them. Like, there has been some real like nothing has really gotten done for the American people in the better part of 30 years. Like, what the fuck are we, like, why are y'all there if all you can figure out how to do is keep yourself in power? If that's all you fucking care about, then we can stop having the conversation with them and we can start having the conversation about them. And that's what the DSA is about. Because at the end of the day, there needs to be some mature adult who's not playing political games and is like, yo, we need to get these buses free because it'll free up all this other shit. We'll stop having these interactions on public transit where unhoused people are going through a mental crisis and making issues places. Just get on the bus and go where you're trying to go. We don't even need this. And it's over and over and over in sector after sector. Like, these farmers are getting plowed by this administration. See what I did there? And instead of looking, and I mean, they're starting to see it now, but it's too fucking late now. So the question becomes, how do we get you assholes to understand that you're being hosed before you vote for them?
Of what you guys are talking about, the disconnect in reality among younger voters who genuinely lack the historical context to recognize that many of the promises of socialism are in fact false. And I think it's important to highlight just how radical some of these candidates actually are. Chevalier in particular, running for Congress.
Yeah, let's hear how radical this girl is.
Here in New York.
Woman, not girl.
Was asked 4 times by the New York editorial board about her support for prison abolition, which is essentially that she doesn't believe that any people should be in jail and that we just shouldn't have prisons at all. She refused to answer the question 4 times and instead offered up some nonsense how, well, if the social conditions were just right, then maybe people wouldn't commit murder at all.
Which is valid. Let's look at the extemporaneous situation for let's break it up into its parts and see what could we have avoided. Right? Like, that's what you're supposed to be doing. Solving problems, not just blaming people you don't like whenever shit gets convenient for you.
Okay, the fact that she believes in abolishing prisons is actually less extreme than the fact that she thinks she could just simply eliminate murder by improving the social conditions. It's completely disconnected from reality, and they have no actual realistic policy on how they would implement this at all. It's just a bunch of nonsense. But it is important for us to
You didn't even detail her entire point.
highlight because we are going to have to push back. We're going to have to push back and win back over young voters, back to common sense and back to the facts.
Well, one way, and Emily, you and I talk about faith in the program a lot.
And see, notice how they're not talking about these people's entire platform. Because remember, they had the little, what's my timer? 7:32. Where's that? This is the platform. End military aid to Israel, abolish ICE, affordable housing for all, Medicare for all, and then tax the wealthy. That's the platform. What the fuck is she talking about? That ain't on the platform. She's bringing up some other shit from an interview to try to distract from what the platform is. Why don't you want people to know about the platform?
We are going to have to push back. We're going to have to push back and win back over young voters, back to common sense and back to the facts.
Well, one way, and Emily, you and I talk about faith in the program a lot. One way to reach them is through faith. I mean, we are seeing an explosion of faith in the world and in our country. And to have a conversation that's based on, spirituality from a level.
No, not everybody's faith, because y'all just got rid of Tulsi TikTok Gib Gab. Y'all just got rid of her. She can't have her religious freedom. And look how the Turning Point crew was treating old Vivek. And ask Nimrata why she has to change her name to Nikki on everything. How about Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio? How did their presidential campaigns go when they're Latin American side? There was no racial comments made about Kamala Harris at all.
Loving, because I think this is a spiritual battle that we're in.
I agree with you wholeheartedly, and that is the antidote to raise more young people of faith and to have more children and raise good people, right? That really is the antidote, because we're essentially combating what is, yes, spiritual warfare, but
there you go. It's spiritual warfare, y'all. How could I be? I mean, we'll just have to pray about this and make sure that these blacks can't vote anymore. Like, just know that this is when motherfuckers are talking about, what was it? End of aid to Israel, affordable housing, Medicare for all, tax the rich, and I forgot the second one. What was the second one? The second one was abolish ICE. That's the recipe for the Antichrist. I didn't know that.
we're down in numbers. I'll say this. Have you ever been maybe out too far a little bit in the water when the tide comes up? The point is, it doesn't come at you in a linear line. It all of a sudden rises all around you. And I think for people that seem to be surprised by the Democratic Socialists of America or the socialist identity being all of a sudden surrounding us, have not been seeing the forest for the trees in the past few years. And I bring that up.
There's just a rising tide of socialists coming out there to make sure everybody doesn't give money to Israel and abolishes ICE and make sure everybody has somewhere to live and they can go to the doctor and make sure that rich people are paying their fair share and not just getting tax break after tax break. That's what they want, and it's spiritual warfare. I'm sorry, Christians, but if you do not reclaim your faith and cast these people out, you will be labeled as such. And there is nothing you can do about it. That's just going to be you and your label. Because I'll be damned if these horrible atheists people got people going in and out of a dentist chair. Oh no, we're not going to have these horrible agnostics making sure little kids get glasses and hearing aids. And these motherfucking... It's just like, I don't want anybody going to a special needs class with an independent tutor who's going to give individual attention to little people trying to learn and become adults. I won't have it. And this is Christian love, by the way. Meanwhile, the gays and the drag queens are reading books to kids. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, the LGBTQ was out here taking care of folk. And these motherfuckers like, it's just demonic to want to feed kids. It's just against God's will for people to have hearing aids. God wanted you to be deaf. So you will be deaf. I don't understand. It's not hard. It's not hard.
To say that this is the predictable evolution and result of what was an orchestrated endeavor by our enemies and also the communists to install professors at college campuses and in high schools, and now of our...
What the fuck is Turning Point? It's literally a propaganda mill aimed at students, trying to use religious hooks to get them indoctrinated into a fascist program written by the Heritage Foundation. Like, what are we talking about?
Really littles to carry that communist regime, to carry the socialist regime, to whitewash what happened in World...
We can't be socialist or communist. We can't change the structure of the government. That's why they're called democratic socialists. Like, this is so... Like, it's so impossibly stupid.
World War II and World War I and the like.
And 9/11.
And 9/11. And I know that we have all traveled to those countries that are still dealing with the dire effects of a socialist government, a true installed socialist government decades ago. It doesn't just evaporate overnight. So,
yeah, it has nothing to do with, America actively putting their foot on the neck of those countries. That has nothing to do with it.
it used to be that just before elections, you would see people come to the middle to try to attract the more moderate, which seemed to be more common. Now we are seeing the opposite, where they're being fish hooked to the left, because that is what has risen all around us. While
that's because people are self-correcting and things have gone too far to the right. You guys put masked fucking child predators on the streets with guns and said, go get whoever you want. We'll worry about the fucking Fourth Amendment consequences later. We'll just box them up and send them to other countries. We'll figure the rest out later. And we're the tyrants? We're the fascists? You have a Gestapo squad and little fucking Greg Bovino in his size extra medium trench coat running around tear gassing people who are standing there yelling with a sign. This is America. We're allowed to fucking bitch and complain. That's the point of this place.
many Americans were sleeping, not realizing that their kids were being educated and the schools were gravitating toward that, and that Soros was funding all of this. So now all of Congress and all of these progressive candidates, you're right.
You can't complain about George Soros. Meanwhile, you have Elon Musk in your back pocket.
Harris, they outnumber the regular Democrats because that is the Democrat now. In fact, maybe we should stop saying the qualifier Democratic. They are just socialists.
They're just
and that.
See, again, why don't you guys, if someone could donate a dictionary to Fox News, they could really appreciate it.
That means Democrat.
Well, and I think sliding into communism, forgive me one second, David, because I want to hit on what you said. This sounds like the moment just before Hitler moved in.
Oof.
This is the moment before Hitler moved in. We're the Hitlers? We're the Nazis? We're the crazy people? No. No. No, no, no. You got to be shitting me. Complains about the work. Yes. Ain't no hate like Christian love. Bye, tons. Z-Blat out. I'm so sick. We got to get him a Z-Blat shirt. I'll have a come to the air about being wrong about everything. And just bold face. Back, what up? I don't, and this is the thing, I don't want to yell at Christians because most Christians are just fine. You know, they just like to go to church, sing their songs, do their little tithes, do some community work. It's fine. They don't bother everybody else. But this is what happens when you have a Christo-fascist regime. They are trying to use Christianity to implement tyranny. Like this is, I think I still have the banner up here. Yeah, this is Al Qaeda. Like they are trying to implement hillbilly Sharia law. That's what Project 2025 is. That's what we did a million shows about. That's what we tried to warn everybody about. And then one after another, all the bots would come in here, whether human bots or otherwise, would come in here talking about the Project 2025, that's not even real. Democrats made that up to make Trump look bad. Trump said he's never heard of it. Therefore, he's never heard of it. What's that? You're playing a clip of him saying that? You made that clip up. That's a fake AI video. This is what I was getting before the election. I was going on TikTok, doing the Lord's work, going on to Republican streams and going in there like, hey, you guys know about Project 2025? And each and every one of them told me I was making that up. Either they told me I was making that up or they told me they had never heard of it. They just said I was lying. And I didn't know what I was talking about. Here it is.
Just socialists.
They're just
and
socialists.
that means Democrat.
Well, and I think sliding into communism, forgive me 1 second, David, because
Yeah, let's remove all private property from people. And also, our new dictator is AOC. All hail.
I want to hit on what you said. This sounds like the moment just before Hitler moved in. Because Jews were told, so
the Republicans hate Jews, by the way. I just want to point that out. Like, hold on. I just want to point that out for the record,
Night, hundreds of white nationalists storming the University of Virginia, protesting plans to remove a statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee. The overnight violence spilling into this morning when marchgoers and counter-protesters clash again, hours before the Unite to Right march was even set to begin. Just after 10:30 a.m., the crowd growing in size. Local and state police in riot gear responding in force, but the violence escalating. Just before noon, Virginia's governor declaring a state of emergency. Just before 2 p.m., the situation taking that deadly turn.
You can see the silver 2010 Dodge Challenger barreling down the hill toward a sea of targets with little time to react, slamming to a stop only after it hit a van and another car. Locked in, that car shifting in reverse, screeching back down the street to get away. One person.
Oh, did y'all forget about that? Let's run it back. Let's run it back.
Of targets with little time to react, slamming to a stop only after it hit a van and another car. Locked in, that car shifting in reverse, screeching back down the street to get away.
But we're the violent ones, remember?
One person, a 32-year-old woman,
Heather Heyer,
left dead. 19 more rushed to the hospital, 5 in critical condition. The suspected driver, 20-year-old James Alex Fields Jr., is behind bars.
The first response from the White House came not from the president, but the First Lady. She tweeted, "Our country encourages freedom of speech, but let's communicate without hate in our hearts."
We condemn in the strongest possible terms this egregious display of hatred, bigotry, and violence on many sides.
Even in that moment, when that fucking skinhead, that fucking neo-Nazi ran that group of people over, he still had to try to, well, everybody's guilty. When clearly one fucking motherfucker did something.
Egregious display of hatred, bigotry, and violence on many sides. On many sides.
Senator Ted Cruz put out his own
Yep. I remember that. Mikey Trump said there's good folks on both sides. And then the right wing again said, that's not what he said. That's not what he said. Listen to the whole clip. Yeah, the whole clip where he tries to clean it up later, but it still doesn't change that he did say it. Right. And he did mean it. And his cleanup wasn't even a very good cleanup. Oh, wrong button.
statement calling the attack a grotesque act of domestic terrorism. Senator John McCain tweeted, "White supremacists aren't patriots, they're traitors."
Racism is evil, and those who cause violence in its
You can tell he's reading.
name are criminals and thugs. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay? And the press has treated them absolutely unfairly. Now, in
This is the cleanup. This is him cleaning it up. Where he's like, oh, no, I didn't say that. I said this.
White supremacists aren't patriots, they're traitors.
racism is evil, and those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs.
That's the
But you had
14th.
many people in that group
And the
other
next
than
day.
neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay? And the press has treated them absolutely unfairly. Now, in the other group also, you had some fine people, but you also had troublemakers. I think if we continue to create jobs at levels that I'm creating jobs, I think that's going to have a tremendously positive impact on race relations.
Screenshot it. Thank you. Oh, that's good. That's a good one. That's a good one. I'll take that screenshot. Thank you. Keep that for myself.
I do.
But hey,
David, because I want to hit on what you said. This sounds like the moment just before Hitler moved in. Because Jews were told, so first they were to wear the star, first they were to give over parts of their business. It was like a mob taking over, and it seemed to be very slow. And then the next thing you know, they're being marched out of their homes and put in holding camps at first, and then and then it got worse and worse and worse. And the problem.
oh, actually, here we go. Can we get some people reach out? Maybe we can talk to some people in the camps in Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Finland, and Iceland. If we know anybody in the camps in Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Finland, and Iceland. And you know what? Just as a separate Google search, let me say list of happiest countries. I'm just going to see what that says. Huh. It says here, number 1, Finland. Number 2, Iceland. Number 3, Denmark. Number 4, Costa Rica. Number 5, Sweden. Number 6, Norway. Maybe my search was bad. Let me go back. It said top democratic socialists / social democratic models. Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Finland, Iceland. Right. So let's do this. Okay. And then we're going to screenshot this. Top. Yeah. We're going to do that and then save. Hey, don't throw stuff, little girl. And then we'll go up. Oh, what is this? List of happiest countries. And then look, it's almost like the lists are identical. It's almost like the happy people are the people that live in democratic socialist countries. You know what? Where's oops. I'm curious now. I want to click on this list. Where's the list at? Oh, from Gallup News. Okay. Oh God. Okay. Share instead. Where's wow, America is 17th. Damn, bro, we lost to Australia. Come on. Oh shit, oh no. That's from 2013. In 2026, we are not in the top 20. Wow, largest declines. America, we lost almost an entire point. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 7th largest decrease. Does it have the... Okay. Social media and translating the science into policy. All right. Translating. Oh, I got to download each part of it. Yeah, we're not doing that. But that's interesting that all the socialist countries seem to be all the happy countries. I wonder why that fucking is. Tim, there's no way you're going to go back and watch this episode, so my words are safe.
With that is, I love your analogy, is that tide just rises. It doesn't come into shore where you can run from it. It's all around you.
Just to be quick and to add to what you said.
Yeah, so these crazy voters are looking towards something that will actually improve their material condition of their life, rather than let me just jump on board with the religious bigotry that my parents had. Do I want to continue the religious bigotry that my parents had, or do I want to buy a house? Do I want to start a family? Do I want to have my own business? Do I want to move out? No, I'll just stay home and be a fucking bigot with my parents. Like, what the fuck? Nobody wants that shit.
This is an organized strategy. Neville Roy Singham, Jody Evans.
Yes, organized by the Republican Party by making the fucking conditions so drastic that people are thinking socialism or democratic socialism is a better fucking alternative. The Republicans have done this to themselves. You have pushed everybody so far that they're like, you know what? Maybe we should go a little European here. Because clearly we can't be trusted. Big businesses cannot be trusted to do what's in the best interest of the people.
Living in Shanghai, right? He's a communist agent, but he's an American citizen. Tom Steyer made his money in the markets in billions. The Chinese Communist Party 1,000 Talents program, the Chinatown strategy that Mao Zedong started. This is an organized strategy against free societies, not just against America. Richmond, California, I want everyone to look that city of 116,000
That's where I went to school.
because their progressivism and socialism is coming to bear. And if Chevron leaves those shores, that's the end of a small American city. It's not just New York, Seattle, and others, but it's an organized strategy. It's important that everyone look this up and learn what's really going on here.
So who wins?
You know, I mean, I'm just thinking about what you said about faith and, you know, people having other things to turn to rather than government, right? And that's really one of the seeds and the structures of Marxism is to...
A good social welfare state is a prime requisite in people feeling happier, that they ain't going to be left hungry, homeless, and sick. They have systematically removed each and every one of those ropes for that part of the safety net. And they cut more ropes on that safety net every fucking day. They said, look, I've done something. It's like, okay, what did you do? I cut another rope. Oh, okay. Well, won't that make more people fall through? And they're like, yeah, the ones you don't like. And they're like, oh, okay. Well, yeah, as long as I don't like them, I guess that's okay. Dumb motherfucker, there's going to be nothing for you. And this permanent thought that, oh, well, I'll be okay. I have enough. Other people are really going to, this is really going to hurt some people. Those people that are really hurt by it, what the fuck do you think they're going to do to you? You don't have enough money to protect yourself. You don't have enough money to fucking abscond from the country like all of the rest of these motherfuckers do. They're going to leave. Or they're going to be in their gated community, or they're going to be in their little town like Elon has. Space Karen's got his own little town in Texas. Or they're living on military bases where they're protected by the army. What the fuck are you going to do? I mean, you just have $30,000 in the bank from selling your house. That's all you have. Is that going to be enough to protect you from the hordes? Is that enough? What happens if gas goes up to $8, $9 a gallon? Are you going to burn through your savings? Are you going to have to go back to work? And if they tank the dollar, like is what the plan seems to be, How much of that money that you got left over for your rainy day, how far is that going to get? Is it going to be enough? If they bankrupt Social Security, what are you going to do? How are you going to eat? It reminds us of why we put these systems in place in the first place, is because we didn't want our elderly eating fucking cat food, and that they've paid taxes long enough. They deserve a little fucking dignity on their way out. But these people don't care about that kind of stuff.
Alienate families as leadership, and to have the government is what you lean on for everything in your life, whether it's housing or your job or your education or anything. And that is your faith, right? Your faith is in government rather than in whatever you choose it to be in terms of the spiritual life. So, all of these things, somebody who just tuned into Fox and has never watched more, oh yeah, that's exactly what I would expect them to say. But these are realities. These are historically based, and history repeats itself. So
yes, it does. And you're the fucking Nazi, you dumb bitch. You're the fucking Nazi, not us. You're the one actively propping up a Fuhrer.
See these movements. There have been many movements towards Democrat socialism or socialism, pushing up against the tide of the United States over all of our history in different moments. And it is back here again, and people are going to have to take a close look at it and decide what kind of future they want to have.
Well, I tell you what, it makes 2026 midterms and 28 presidential, it puts a huge focus on who we don't want to be and what it takes not to become that. All right.
I hate all of these people. I sincerely despise all of these people. Like, this is why this is taking so long. This is why we have gotten so nowhere in all this time, is because they're how many views does that have? Now I'm curious. Now I'm nosy. Eesh. All right. Maybe it didn't get out to as many people as I thought. It's got 11,000 views in 12 hours, so not super viral or anything like that. But it's Loris Faulkner. Or Harris Faulkner. They don't fuck with her like that. But those attitudes still persist, and it's fucking disgusting, dude. To think that people are just going to be, I would much rather have nothing for my entire life as long as rich people can make more money. I would rather, pay the most for medicine than every other citizen of every other country. I want to pay more so that these companies can, persist. Like, it's not fair that these companies have workers. And because those companies have workers, they're allowed to take all of my tax money as a tax break. They deserve my money. I just don't get it. I cannot. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
And I won the nationals, the NCAAs, and at Penn State we are. And we were given the opportunity to meet President Trump, and it was really special because he took a lot of extra time to talk with us as wrestlers. I think he respected the wrestlers a lot. And
Listening to these fucking seals.
I'm thrilled to be back in this incredible Commonwealth with the proud, hard-working patriots of Lehigh Valley.
Hell yeah.
I'm proud to say I won this state in a landslide. We won it by so much.
Scott, it's okay. Don't feel disheartened, because at the end of the day, I can predict the future. I can tell you what's going to happen. What's going to happen is they're going to continue to get their way until they say, this is not what I wanted at all. Why is this happening? and then they're going to turn to point at a Democrat, and the DSA and the Republicans are going to point at the Democrats, and then everyone's going to hate the Democrats, and the DSA is going to win everything, and we're going to take this motherfucker over because this shit is laughable at this point, just laughable.
And remember, I had the couple of little statements: too big to rig, make it too big to rig, because these people cheat like hell. They cheat like hell, but we won it by a lot. And maybe we should run again. Should we run one more time?
He'd like to run for a third president or a fourth campaign. And they're clapping for it. This is the fucking problem. They think that this shit is a game. And if anybody else played that motherfucking game on them, they'd be trying to fucking, January 6th some shit. Right?
But I got more votes than any candidate in the history of Pennsylvania. Can you believe that vote?
I don't.
And today I'm especially honored to be here in the place that builds some of the toughest vehicles on the road, Mack Trucks. Mack Trucks is doing a great job.
And keep in mind, these are the same motherfuckers who, during Obama and other times, they'll throw their money behind a blue person too. And now that Trump's around, they're going to throw their money behind. Like, you guys have to understand that this freeing yourself from oppression thing is more than a notion. There are tendrils everywhere.
They're trying to get a contract for 15,000 trucks. 15,000. I said, that's a lot. I said, how many are you looking for? 10, 15? No, 15,000. So that's a lot of trucks. For more than 100 years, this legendary company has been making trucks right here in Eastern Pennsylvania, building the heavy-duty machinery that keeps our economy rolling, our factories moving.
Yeah, you guys are gonna love how much you're gonna love his thing on diesel prices.
And our industries rolling all across the nation.
You're getting booed? Or maybe there's a person in the fans.
Beautiful words stamped on every Mack truck that said "Made in the USA." It's made in the USA.
I hope you guys have local steel.
And I want to especially thank the president of Mack Trucks, Stephen Roy, who I just met. He was a great guy, a great patriot, very Republican too, which I like. He's a very strong Republican. Stephen, where are you, Stephen? Stephen.
Up.
We got to get a certain very talented congressman reelected. You know that. We got to get him. Where are you? Where are you, Mr. Congressman? We got to get you back in. Thank you, and thank you, Stephen. But a very special thanks to every single worker in this fantastic factory. The job you're doing here is incredible. Middle East shit like that. You want to see a bad economy? That's a bad economy. So remember.
Oh, he's on uppers. He's on upper. I'm like, he sounds different. You know what I mean? Like, cause you kind of, when you watch this shit, like as a career, you kind of notice patterns. He's on uppers. What is it? It's 3 o'clock. So it's in Pennsylvania. It's 2 o'clock. So he said, Kira, leave the cat alone.
Anything. They were the bully of the Middle East, and now we're leaving Iran with no Navy, no Air Force, no anti-aircraft, no missile capability, no nuclear program. We're leaving them without any nuclear capacity, and they've agreed to that. And we're getting along quite well, although you read the fake news, you never know. Think of it. The fake news, they have no army, they have no Navy, they have no Air Force, they have no anti-aircraft.
Okay, if they have none of that shit, then why did they shoot down our Apache? And if they have none of that shit, why did you blow up 8 planes to go rescue a pilot? If they have none of that shit, why are all of our boats way out in the Indian Ocean and not inside the strait itself? If they don't have any of those things, then what's the problem? Or did you get the ball gag put in your mouth and you got put on your knees? because you picked a fight with somebody that you couldn't win because you're stupid.
We can fly over Tehran just at will. Nobody going to do anything to us. And then I read the fake news that they're doing quite well. They're not doing quite well. These people right there, look at all of them. Whoa. 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 That's a lot of press. That's almost as much press as Bo had at the White House last week when he knocked out his opponent in the first round. I think you had more. More press. But the Iran economy has been crushed and their defense industrial base has been damaged so severely that it'll take them many years to rebuild, many years. And now we're trying to work out a deal that's fair.
Well, it's not going to be too many years because you just fucking unsanctioned all their shit. They're going to make all that shit back in 60 days.
And we also want to work
I think it's like 50 to 250 million a day. So, I mean, 60 days, that'll be all right.
You know, the stock market hit a new high today again. And oil, for the first time in months, hit, think of it, $70 a barrel. So we got at 70. That equates to a very low price. That oil is going to come charging down. And with oil comes...
See, and this is the bad, like, of course, he loves rallies and shit like this because he never gets fact checked.
Everything else, because I inherited from these Democrats. You know, they're Democrats. I changed the E for you. It's very simple, Democrats. I don't know why I didn't think of that 9 years ago. I just thought of it about a month ago. They're Democrats because their policies are so dumb. Men and women's sports. You know, Bo was with one of the great champions, Tony. Tony, could you have taken most women in the heavyweight championship? He was the heavyweight champion of the world. Do you think you would have had trouble with a woman of approximately your size? It'd be hard to find a woman of your size, but if we did, I think you would have been okay. What do you think, Bo? Could you have handled it?
Oh, so you're saying that we would have had to go by weight class and then he wouldn't have had an opponent that was a woman? Huh. It's almost like gender is not the only immutable characteristic in fighting combat sports that should be applicable. Huh. Because I guarantee you, if there's a trained 200-pound BJJ woman and 110-pound BJJ guy, I can already tell you what's going to happen.
Thanks. What about you, Bo? Could you handle a woman of approximately, or what, 182 or something? Think there's a 182-pounder that could give you a little tussle? I don't think so. I don't think so. He's such a nice guy. Sure. No, not really.
Yeah. Take a fucking leg kick from a 200-pound woman, and you tell me, that you're ready to strike with her. That girl will kick your leg off. She will kick your whole leg off. That bitch will be a wizened fucking gnarled stump with burnt ends. Remember in what was that? Bugs Bunny, when he would go to the witch and she had that little cauldron and she would pour all that shit in there and she stirred a spoon in there and she stirred the shit up and then she pulled a spoon out and the spoon just be this little, you could tell they just took like a black pen and just fucking did some little squiggles. Like it's just gnarled and burnt off. That would be your leg if you got into the fucking ring with an MMA fight with a woman of equal in an equal weight class. There are benefits for female fighters that men do not have. Again, if you're a wrestler and she's a kickboxer or taekwondo, she is going to kick your body into pieces. She's going to chop you down like a large tree and kick you so much that you will no longer want to fight her anymore. And you will say fighting is not the option and we should use our words going on from here out. Everybody use your words from now on. You're going to become a debater. As soon as you get in the ring with that lady, she's going to kick your legs apart. I synced it. Motherfuckers always think they're tough. And then they get, no, okay. You see it all that like football players will go up and they'll go to these gyms and shit like that. You can find it on YouTube and they'll come talk to these little, 120, 140 pound ladies. And then they take one leg kick, big old fucking tree trunk ass thighs and big fucking fat ass calves. One leg kick. They say, oh, I'm good. Oh, we're done here. She's like, that was only half strength. And you had the pads on. Like it's fine. It's fine that things are segregated and y'all want to keep things segregated because y'all have fucking social hangups. Sports is not the end all be all as far as humanitarian rights for me. Because we had the Negro Leagues for a whole long ass time, and the only reason they put us in the MLB was because we was out selling their ass. Because all the talent was over on our side. So I get that sports is discriminatory. It's never been fair. So I don't expect them to be fair about anything that they do. Because they can't compete fairly. Ever. But man, let me tell you, you do not want to take a motherfucking leg kick from one of these girls. I love how they keep talking shit on these female fighters. I would love for some of these chuds to go in a ring with them. Even some of these boxers, go in the ring with Clarissa Shields. Go see Clarissa. I would love to see him fight Clarissa. Clarissa fights men all the time. Puts it on YouTube. Clarissa Shields, check her out.
I don't think so. When she looked at those ears above, she'll say, I'll take a pass. She'll say, I'm not going to fight that guy. The average price of gasoline nationwide is down 60 cents a gallon just from a short while ago. And remember this.
I don't know why people think women can't fight. Like, that's some crazy shit. That's some misogyny shit seeping through that you don't think women could fuck you up in a heartbeat. Not every woman is a fighter, but there's some little ones that you wouldn't imagine that will fuck your day up. You will have a limp going forward.
Remember this. We had to make this detour. We had to go to Iran. You can't let them blow up the Middle East and then us, if that's possible. We would have gotten them.
So we can't let them blow up the Middle East. So I blew up the Middle East.
But they would have blown up Israel. They would have blown up the entire Middle East. You can't let that. You want to see a bad economy? That's a bad economy. So remember that our oil in the middle of this conflict was less than it was for Sleepy Joe Biden. And we're putting out a fire. Biden, Clinton, Bush, all of them. Barack Hussein Obama. Have you heard of him? Have you heard of Barack Hussein Obama? None of them did anything.
Obama
gave them.
Look, they got your black ass on camera back there in the background, and now he's shitting on black people. Come on.
1.7 billion in green cash. Remember on a 740.
1.7 billion in green cash, and he just gave them at least $42 billion.
They flew over piles of cash. 1.7 billion dollars.
That's how you know he's not involved in any of these negotiations, because he has no idea that he just did 40 times what Obama just did as far as giving the money, the frozen assets back.
Gave them hundreds of billions of dollars.
Actually, didn't Scott Bessent just like 2 months ago say, we're sanctioning all of the oil that they're selling, so we're going to give the money right back to them.
And thought they could bribe them into peace. No, the only thing they understand, just what these guys in the front row understand, is the hammer. Because if you
all they understand is the hammer, y'all.
look at what we did to their nuclear capacity with those beautiful B-2 bombers, that was truly a hammer. In fact, we named it a hammer. Operation Hammer. But our economy is ready to soar to levels the world has not seen before. I believe that, David. I think it's going to levels that nobody's ever seen before. All these factories are being built and they're going to be occupied. They're hiring people now. It's going to be something very beautiful. I don't know who's going to follow me, but remember that I was the one that did it, okay? Somebody's going to walk into office and they're going to have the most successful country in history, and they're going to be bragging what a great job they did. And we did it. In 4 long years of the crooked Joe Biden administration, they got less than $1 trillion of new investments. So think of it, Crooked Joe. What do you like better, Sleepy Joe or Crooked Joe? Ready? Sleepy Joe. Crooked Joe. I'm surprised. I like Sleepy Joe better, but they're both good.
This guy's a fucking moron.
But in less than 1 year, so they did
Let's go to live. I'll give this about 3-4 more minutes, and I'm the fuck out of here.
Putting millions of illegals, we've launched the war on fraud led by our great Vice President, J.D. Vance. Great job. Smart guy. We ended Medicaid for illegal immigrants, and we redirected
That didn't exist.
$50 billion to make the largest investment in rural health in the history of our country.
Fact check. So that $50 billion that he sent to rural hospitals, that's after he subtracted the $125 billion that they were already getting. He cut all of their funding and then gave them 50 and said, there you go. I gave you 50.
Country, hospitals and everything else in the rural areas. And with the help of our Republican majorities in Congress, we will defend our jobs, our factories, our safety, and we will defend our borders like never before. We will crush violent crime, impose...
He literally gave all of the violent criminals from January 6th $60,000 bonuses for joining ICE.
New penalties on dangerous repeat offenders that shouldn't be in our country.
He pardoned the Honduran president who was convicted by the American DOJ for funneling 400 million tons of coke into, or 400 tons of coke into this country.
Crack down on Marxist prosecutors and judges.
Janine Pirro just tried to arrest somebody for picking up a paint flake out of his disgusting pond.
We will immediately end the most dangerous thing that's ever been put into our country from the standpoint of law enforcement. It's called no cash bail. You kill someone, you go to the judge, they let you out, and then you kill somebody in the afternoon.
Judges don't provide bail for people who commit violent crimes, so that doesn't happen. It's mostly for like DUIs, petty theft, and non-violent crimes, where people shouldn't be forced to sit in jail for a month just because they committed a crime.
That was the beginning of crime. We will pass the great health care plan to stop all payments to big insurance companies and give the money directly to the people so they can buy their own health care, which will be much better care at a much lower cost.
Yeah, that's not going to happen because there actually isn't a mechanism to do that. So all he's trying to do is take the money and give that and use that for his tax breaks. There is no plan currently from this administration to give that money to the people.
And we will pass the Save America Act to protect.
No, he won't, because he can't get bicameral support for it.
And in the Save America Act, it's very simple. All voters must show a photo, voter ID. Very nice.
That's not true. It's not just photo ID. They need to show proof of citizenship, which their ID will not show. So they'd have to get a passport. 48 states you wouldn't be allowed to vote in. Or 42 states you wouldn't be able to vote with your ID in.
All voters must provide proof of citizenship.
Yeah, there you go.
And there will be no mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military deployment, or travel.
That's not constitutional.
And we will also, in that same bill, enshrine in permanent law no men in women's sports.
That has nothing to do with voting.
And no transgender surgery for our children.
That doesn't happen.
So together with the help of patriots throughout Pennsylvania and all across the land, we will make America
Night,
powerful
Allie.
again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America healthy again. All happening. All happening.
No, it won't happen.
We will make America strong again. We will make America.
And see, this is the thing. So as much like research and reading and studying as I'll get into, this idiot will just say, we'll make it fast again. We'll make it strong again. We'll make it better again. We'll make, like, he can just say random adjectives and then they'll cheer for it. He has no intention on giving them anything. He's just hoping. Hey, stop. He's just hoping that you guys won't betray him in the midterms and then put in a bunch of Democrats who are going to impeach him and put him in prison. That's what this is. He does not give a shit about what happens to these motherfuckers in the stands. He just, please don't let me get, please, I don't want to go to jail. Oh, good. I stopped it. It's fucking YMCA. Okay. So he didn't have anything. That was the magnum opus. What a fucking day. What a day it's been. I agree, Trusty Ape. Worst president in history. And there's been some real stinkers. Real stinkers. He'll never see a prison. I don't know about that. Because just like things went horribly bad and in an unexpectedly fast fashion, things can also turn around just as fast. You know, but it's more of a question of resolve, right? And it's more of a question of organizing. I think Thursday, or maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I'm not sure. I haven't decided. I'll have to talk it over with myself. But I would like to do a voter's guide, state by state, and then like clip it up and make it short and make it shorts friendly and all that stuff. Just going like, maybe I can do like chunks of states. Like here, this is when your midterm is. These are your people. These are the elections that you have to vote over. That kind of shit. Because we've gone through the Constitution, so everyone should understand what the Constitution does and doesn't say. So at this point, now I need to just get granular and tell people, these are the people you should be mad at. These are the people you should be happy with. And these are the people that are actually doing something that benefits your life rather than people who are just taking boatloads of money. Boatloads of money. And I like how he's doing this workers first thing in the middle of the fucking workday. I never understood that. Like they never do shit at like 6, 7 o'clock. Unreal. Oh, did you guys like my thumbnail picture? I took Homeboy's, what's it called, and put it on my put it on the background. Oh, do I have the picture? Can I add the picture? There's a question. Let's see. Ooh, I'll have to delete something. I can get rid of this Trump picture. More, add. Here we go. What's up? Huh? What? Oh, they're nearby somewhere. I just saw them. Here we go. Shibuya. Y'all like that? Thought that was good. Slap that on a t-shirt. All right, fun. It's been fun, kiddos. We have to convince people to even participate, but got to keep trying. That's right. But like, this is the thing. Like, it's stupid that we have to do this. But if that's all we have to do is plug people back into the electrical outlet to get their machinery to get going again, it could be worse. You know, we could have it. It could be harder. The good thing for us, unfortunately, is that this current administration is so horrible and is so arrogant about their theft and their grift. It's pretty easy to make a case. You know, it's pretty easy. Like, I get that these are some stooges out here at the Mac facility that just have to do shit that their boss tells them to do, or they just want to get out of, doing some other shit. What's up with that dude's head? See that? What's up with, where is it? What's up with, see the little, on the right, the guy? I guess he's just keeping the very tops of, but look, it doesn't even connect to anything. It's very strange. Very strange indeed. I don't know. I don't know. It caught my eye. But if all we have to do is convince people to be selfish, I think we got a chance. Because at the end of the day, Americans are proud and stubborn and petty. That's good for us. That makes it easier to convince people of things. That makes it easier to open their eyes to the actual situation that they're currently living in, that you are currently at this very moment getting fucked over. It's not that you didn't try hard enough and, oh, if only I had gotten better grades, that wouldn't have mattered. Like, what does that matter? If you have a very good, 4-year degree and you're a software engineer or something like that, if your company fires everybody because there's no regulations on AI, politics just snuck its way into your life. If you're the janitor at a rural hospital and it got closed because the funding is gone, now politics is important to you. If only there was a way to get you guys to give a shit about this before it ruins your life. Right? Because it's too late at that point. And now we have so much more rebuilding to do that it makes people feel like the hill is insurmountable. It's not insurmountable if you hold the line. Right? We hold the line and we inch forward. Like sumo, my favorite sport. So that's your homework for tonight, everybody. Everybody go to NHK on YouTube and go find some sumo matches and enjoy the beauty of one of the oldest sports that there ever was. Loud gun toting assholes. I'm loud. I don't tote my gun, and I am an asshole. So guilty as charged. Guilty as charged. Hold on to that last. He was trying, boy, and it was like he was trying to. It was only the top, but then he was like trying to part it like this. So it was like swirl cow licking to either. I don't know. Maybe he had a hat on. I don't know. But hey, we got this. Okay. We are not in a position to give up. Understand? You are not allowed to give up. You're allowed to take a break. You're allowed to feel sad. You're allowed to feel scared. But you are not allowed to give up, and you are not allowed to show fear. Because that makes them think they won. I wish it showed the pictures in the thing instead of just like the what's it called? The double colon things. But yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Or if not tonight, maybe, it's 7 a.m. I might still be up. We'll see how it goes. If this kid takes a nap or not, but I might be up. So maybe doing some PMQs, maybe doing a little scrandle and a little bonus news thing. We'll see how it goes. Got to get that voters guide together. Brenna, let me know if you're available. We got to do some voter stuff. Oh, Daily Blase and Reagan Elite. Emails going out to you guys. I love you. Y'all be good. Drink some water out there. I know it's hot. I know y'all are burnt up out there. But stay hydrated. Stay in the shade. And don't let these motherfuckers get you too excited. Because the rain will come and the heat will assuage. And we will be back.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I love you. Drink your